Reverse Planet, the virtual reality game storming and dominating the global charts. Players received countless positive feedback on themes like space gates, supernatural abilities or invasion wars. This young man is Woo Hyun. He was also drawn into the game by the persuasion of his best friend, Naeon, only to become completely trapped in that world. The world where Reverse Planet stepped into reality. In the Transcendence project aiming to create a unique superhuman, thousands of people were thrown into this mad research. For those captured and brought here, they conducted biological experiments on them, to remodel their bodies. After many experiments only 62, namely Woo Hyun, survived. Watching those around him gradually slip away, Woo Hyun vowed he would never forgive those who made him like this. If this is reality, he would certainly live to take revenge. And the plan began as warning alarms kept sounding. All the innocent imprisoned within carried a determination to flee this hell. Even he shared that thought, believing that if they ran there would be light waiting. But reality was always harsh when they were all stopped. The cruel one blocking their new door was the lab's chief of security. He spoke madness, his demon-like face ending their sparks of hope. He exuded an oppressive aura that put everyone on high alert. In that instant, a strong will to live and the people's solidarity rose up. But instead, that security chief kept uttering disdainful words. All ignorance must pay, and his end was a body riddled with wounds. He paid with his life, with echoes of pain. But in that battle many innocents fell, leaving only Woo Hyun. The one who remained was the most tormented. In just a few days he had to endure countless separations. Now, in Woo Hyun's eyes there was only emptiness after the upheavals. The echoes of his friends' souls became an obsession in his mind. The urge for revenge grew deeper in Woo Hyun's heart. After escaping the laboratory, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, time passed as he sought vengeance for those he loved. His hurried footsteps carried a great determination. Woo Hyun killed and killed them. He became much colder. Powerful, decisive techniques were honed by him. Now Woo Hyun was no longer weak, needing others to protect him as before. But things continued, the endless loop of revenge. His body grew weary, life turned bland. Just when it seemed everything would end there, suddenly the system panel appeared. That was perhaps the only surprise he had in many years. It offered a special mission, eliminate Project Transcendence with the reward of a chance to return to the old world. After the brutal battle, the floor was left a chaotic mess. A demon collapsed, trembling as he demanded, after everything, why did it end up like this? We should be enjoying glory right now. The project manager of Transcendence screamed with a wound on his face, why indeed? Experimental specimen number 81, Kim Yongjun bent over and smirked asking, don't tell me you really don't know. The manager shoved his hand away and yelled, shut up specimen number 81, I won't bother speaking to scum like you. He looked at the young muscular man with a sullen face before him and growled, Baek Woo Hyun. You with the long scar on your cheek and tired face are experimental specimen number 62 of Project Transcendence, the transcendent named Baek Woo Hyun. Not much better, he had his throat gripped by that hand, his face turning pale, yet he kept babbling, you are the one who shattered all limits of the human body, reached extraordinary realms, a true transcendent, you are the perfect masterpiece created by Project Transcendence. Anything, whatever you desire I will offer to you. You are completely different from that lot of fools. Woo Hyun coldly raised his arm to refuse, I don't need it. The manager still wouldn't relent, wait, aside from that, you fool, did you think killing me would end everything? The corporate alliance will certainly not forgive anyone who bears fangs at them, not only you but your family, relatives, and colleagues will suffer the same. As soon as the words fell, a blinding beam of light appeared, cutting everything in two. The project manager after all that remained here. Kim Yongjun hurriedly raised his knife to block the filthy goo splattering toward him, not forgetting to exclaim, oh my. Blood splattered all over me now, I still had things to ask yet you finished him off already, where are you looking? An instant status panel displayed, the special bug fix mission is complete, all special missions finished, promised rewards will be granted, do you wish to return to the original world? Woo Hyun looked at the light thinking, finally escaping from here. Just press this, at last. At that moment a black aura rose from beneath his feet, someone's voice whispered in his ear, Woo Hyun, where are you going, have you forgotten us, what about the others? Please kill them, avenge us, collect blood debt, the most brutal revenge. Your hands were stained with blood then, no, I'm so tired, that's more than enough, isn't it? My absence now probably won't make a difference. Moreover this may be the first and only chance. Suddenly Kim Yongjun slapped his shoulder calling Baek Woo Hyun. He turned to look at him and said, now I will return to the old world. Kim asked puzzled, the old world, what is that? Are you babbling again? You've been here from the start. Woo Hyun pressed the button making a blue light appear, while saying, please pass my words to the others for me, I'm sorry. Cut to the modern world, Wu Hyun lay in bed and jolted awake. He sat up gasping and wondered, is this my room? Have I really returned? How much time has passed? Wu Hyun awkwardly opened his phone screen and muttered, it's the day I was sucked into the game, so time over there didn't pass at all. The scars and bulging muscles had also vanished, as if it had all been a dream. The long hair and pitch-black eyes he had in the game reappeared. Moreover, he was single-handedly fighting a group of big men in front of him. Wu Hyun showed no fear and swung his blade fiercely. He remembered the friend who had nearly collapsed yet still begged, please save me, I don't want to die. And the project manager's curse, not only you but your family, relatives, and colleagues will suffer the same. Wu Hyun immediately clutched his head and returned to his bedroom whispering, this can't be a dream, the sensations and memories are too real to call it a dream. 10 years in that other world was clearly real. Suddenly his phone vibrated with a call from young Naeon. He picked it up groggily. Naeon, the name sounded familiar. The moment Wu Hyun answered the call, the other side shouted so loudly it hurt his ears, Wu Hyun, why haven't you contacted me at all? Don't tell me you forgot our appointment. Wu Hyun asked blankly, appointment? She quickly reminded him, yes, we have plans tonight, I'll send the location, get there fast. Then Naeon hung up, yet he still didn't understand what was happening. Wait. Wu Hyun stared at the screen, telling himself, I remember that voice now. She was his closest friend from their old school group, and she was also the one who invited him to play Reverse Planet. Don't tell me she knows or is plotting something. From my memory it's unlikely, but let's meet first. Cut to a small eatery at the end of the street. Wu Hyun tiredly pushed the door open. Suddenly a voice called, over here, here. Naeon in a pink hat waved her hand and called out loudly, it's been a long time since we've seen you, Wu Hyun. This is the first gathering after exams, want some drinks? He slowly sat down and declined, no, I'll pass today. Wu Hyun couldn't help worrying, if I get drunk I don't know what I'll do. She then wondered, that's odd, so we're just ordering food then. Not long after, fragrant slices of meat were grilled on the pan. Naeon sighed in exasperation, honestly, have you tried playing? You said you only reached the tutorial. Wu Hyun looked up and replied, I only created a character and saw the opening scene. He thought to himself that he was then drawn right in. She gasped in surprise, what, the opening scene? What, Wu Hyun, that means it's like you never played. Those words made him lose his composure, you never played. Wu Hyun clenched his fist and silently blamed, thinking back, who forced me to struggle in hell for 10 years if not you. Naeon lightly shook the glass in her hand, pouting, I was really looking forward to it. You said you'd stream regularly on my channel. You used to be an arena master, just showing half your skills would make my channel explode. Wu Hyun watched her complain and felt embarrassed. A streamer, oh right, she did mention she's a game streamer, no wonder she begged me to join. Wu Hyun murmured, I never promised that. Naeon retorted, you did say you'd stream once didn't you? He sighed, thinking at least it gives me some sense of having returned to reality. Shortly after, his veiny hand moved the computer mouse with practiced ease. Wu Hyun typed like a pro to search for information. Planet Earth is the developer of Reverse Planet, headquartered in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, USA. After a while he leaned back and exhaled, enough, even going to their headquarters won't solve anything. If I claim your game threw me into another world they'll think I'm crazy. If there's any real involvement it's even more dangerous. What if I get tangled up and they eliminate me to cover their tracks? What the hell am I doing? Escaping that hell was good enough, why dig into this stuff? That's it, forget everything over there, this is the real world. Cut to a few days later, someone had an arm slung over Wu Hyun's shoulder. The one walking beside him jabbered non-stop, hey, it's been too long since we've seen this guy. As hoped, Wu Hyun tried to live a normal life by returning to school. He focused on writing while muttering, oh, this really is my major. Suddenly a skeletal hand hugged Wu Hyun from behind whispering, but have I really come back? Is this your reality? Wu Hyun's face went pale as he immediately turned to look, but behind him were just students silently studying books. Something began to warp as the whole room drowned in red and that seductive voice kept echoing, avenge them, wash the grievance away, a gruesome revenge, this is not where you belong. Wu Hyun couldn't stand it and shouted before sprinting straight outside. Those around him were utterly baffled, what's wrong with him? Wu Hyun was in the corridor, one hand bracing the wall, the other clutching his wildly pounding chest. A blood-red hand touched his shoulder again. Wu Hyun, are you okay? Wu Hyun hastily grabbed that arm. He pulled his friend forward so hard the friend stared in shock. By instinct Wu Hyun seized the hilt of a jet-black dagger. He delivered a sharp slash right in front of his friend. But his friend's voice snapped Wu Hyun back to reality with his fist frozen in midair. what are you doing? Wu Hyun jolted, withdrew his arm and apologized immediately. The other looked at Wu Hyun's trembling, clammy hand and murmured, people have been saying you've been acting strange lately. Cut to outside the park, Wu Hyun slowly opened the tab of his can. He hung his head down. He saw a strange entity calling his name, Wu Hyun. He seemed surrounded by countless invisible people. Come back, Wu Hyun, have you forgotten us? Come back, while Wu Hyun kept begging, stop, please leave me alone. Just then Nei Eon cheerfully called Wu Hyun. Seeing his dazed face she worriedly asked, you look a bit tired, are you okay? Wu Hyun sweating profusely denied it, no, it's nothing. Nei Eon hesitated and added, if you say so then. But if anything happens, talk to me, I'll help you. Wu Hyun looked up scowling at once, who are you calling sister? With that Nei Eon turned and left, I'll head off then. He nodded, only then did Wu Hyun realize he was the one carrying these wandering spirits with him. Before long Wu Hyun walked to a simulated area murmuring, suppose all of this is a summons. He took slow, measured steps. Alright, at this rate living in this world won't be any different from the other one. Wu Hyun lay inside telling himself, I have to go back there. This time I'll put an end to everything once and for all. Welcome to Reverse Planet. Wu Hyun looked around curiously, this place is the experiment waiting room. Did I just enter the game's world? I never go back to the lab from that other world anyway. But why can't I return to that world now that I've finally resolved to go back to that hell? Are there other conditions I need to meet? While hesitating the system appeared, confirm this character's appearance. Thinking no more, Wu Hyun decided, for now continue with the tutorial, I can return to that world once it's over. First I need to check the settings. In that world Wu Hyun fought well enough without combat support. The system set the stats and combat support info to 0%. Continue with initial ability setup, choose your core elemental ability, abilities can be reset at any time. A skill map appeared to explain, Reverse Planet's ability system is designed to strengthen a character by selecting a core element first then enhancing it with various sub-elements. The whole structure from core to sub-elements is called a build. The number of elements is so large that in professional tournaments there are build designers who dedicate themselves entirely to studying builds. Among them, what helped Wu Hyun gain the Transcendent title was that he chose some item from this system screen. Immediately a speaker announced, Specimen 48. You awakened in a previous experiment so it's been exactly a week since we last met. Hearing that, Wu Hyun thought of the pain the players had to endure. So the game doesn't show the pre-awakening process huh? But I doubt anyone would actually want to experience that in a game. Enough chatter, the speaker instructed you, then begin the next experiment immediately, step inside. What awaited inside left Wu Hyun stunned. It was an Ethnol, a killing machine created to stop the destruction of false awakenings from the Transcendent Project, the reason countless specimens died. The system began assigning tasks. Tutorial Mission 1, defeat the Ethnol, fight the Ethnol using your awakened ability. Wu Hyun felt a little contemptuous of it, an old model huh? Even so unpleasant memories suddenly surfaced. Wu Hyun save me. They were all wiped out by the huge machine. After sending him away it turned its bloodshot eyes toward Wu Hyun. And now it lunged at him again unintentionally. He flexed his wrists muttering, it's still here just like then. These researchers always do the most disgusting things. The Ethnol threw a regrettable punch, Wu Hyun easily dodged. It didn't stop, continuing to flick its cold gaze and attack. Its arms moved in alternation forming a series of consecutive punches. Wu Hyun was all too familiar with this. He gently closed in without taking a hit. Wu Hyun lightly touched it and judged inwardly. The final specimen is tough because it can use abilities too, but he smashed it to pieces and shouted mockingly, this is only the first specimen. Metal fragments scattered across the floor, its body was nearly shattered. After the battle ended the speaker announced experiment complete, Specimen 48, you are extraordinary. At this level, your ability is incomparable to ordinary test subjects, the main system announced simultaneously. Tutorial Mission 1 defeat Ethnol completed mission. Just as they were about to switch plans, alarms blared again, fine, then begin the next experiment. What the hell, what is happening? The intruders are the damned government, the damn invaders, how did you bastards get in here? After the panicked shout everything grew increasingly chaotic. This is a message to all victims unjustly imprisoned in this lab. Please use all your strength and get out immediately. Wu Hyun recognized something familiar. That voice. The system seized the opportunity and assigned the next task, Tutorial Mission 2 escape the laboratory and flee outside. An explosion spread, the ceiling nearly collapsed. First I have to get out of here. Cracks were spreading, clear signs of collapse appearing. Wu Hyun kept running but couldn't escape, he wondered how many explosions there had been. While confused, a nearby sound drew Woohyun's attention. The corridor was completely devastated. The emblem of the Interregional Spatial Administration, not the enemy, though near death he forced himself to ask, "You're a victim, you getting here means you're trying to escape, right? Coincidentally, I can help you with that. Feel free to choose anything you want. And this too, once outside send a signal with this, the agency will come pick you up." As he finished speaking, his life flow had run out. Is he dead? Woohyun looked around trying to understand what was happening. While Woohyun was lost in thought, the monster suddenly appeared. Right, this is a game, it's probably just a cutscene needed for progress. After a moment, he picked up an iron crutch, but, as soon as he grabbed it, a demonic hand latched onto Woohyun making him uneasy. What is this dirty feeling? Minutes earlier, the transfer flow had been activated elsewhere. Unbelievable that I'm playing Reverse Planet, the country's most popular game. My hipster pride is in tears. This girl is Kong Soil, a professional game streamer. The chat exploded. At least she knows she's a hipster. She picked this popular game herself. Why is she reacting like this playing one of the nation's best games? I really don't get it. Was she forced to play Reverse Planet as a punishment? Soil shouted angrily, "That's not the punishment I chose, you chose it." But a promise is a promise, and I Kong Soil, a woman who has never broken a promise to her viewers. The chat responded with disappointed dissent. How many times have you tricked us about the next game being popular? Last time you said it was mainstream but gave us a hipster game. Don't be so harsh. If it wasn't her, who else would play these hipster games? Soil enthusiastically played the fan-suggested game, so now I'll start the punishment for failing the one-try clearance challenge in Reverse Planet. Comments began to turn hopeful. Look, she's changing the subject. This will be controversial. The bugs in Reverse Planet can finally rest. Let's play. Before entering the game, she skimmed a few main options. No need to change character appearance, right? For abilities I'll pick something cool like fire, and finally, combat support percentage. The system displayed, character appearance saved, ability setup saved. Combat support rate 50%. Combat support is a system that aids the entire combat process, including posture adjustment, movement assistance, and skill usage tuning. The higher the percentage, the more support you receive. Confirm this setup. The chat pushed back. It should be 0%. Complete the tutorial without support. Are you scared? Oh my god, when I grow up I won't need support. Seeing the comments, Soil grew a bit doubtful. Completing the tutorial without support, is that even possible? Based on my research, the rate of players worldwide who don't use support is virtually 0%. My skills were honed on hipster games, so I'm fairly confident in my mechanics, but they say playing without support is like trying to control a suddenly grown third arm. Right, this is probably a bad idea. Thinking that, Soil put on a sweet pleading voice. Everyone, although I really want to, not using support is. A loyal fan gave her the push she needed. Task: complete the tutorial without support. Reward 500,000 won. At the sight of money her eyes lit up and she agreed immediately, something every streamer should try at least once. The chat was helpless. With that much money, who could refuse? She changed her mind as soon as the task appeared, flipping like a pancake, the ghost of capitalism. Soil was so excited she couldn't help jumping up. I'll play without support until I finish the tutorial. A few minutes later her morale dipped. Are you guys sure about this? From the start she was crushed by an ethanol for 2 minutes. Soil clenched her hands, trembling. I mean, they throw you into a fight with no explanation, and ambush you too. The chat remembered her getting beaten and burst out laughing. Have to admit that part was unfair. Fighting an ethanol without support and with only a core element is really hard. Anyway, that mission was designed for her to lose. Very quickly Soil regained her spirit and moved on. Suddenly something appeared. Anyway, I farmed a radio and a weapon, so now I just need to escape, right? A system panel stood right before her. Tutorial Mission 2: Escape the laboratory begins. Auto matchmaking, matching, proposing a 4-person team. Soil was so surprised she blurted out, a team. Soil quickly recovered and asked her fans, if I complete this with team members it still counts, right? The chat mocked her as if accusing her of being unskilled. So you'll be carried for free, a bus always welcomes. You wouldn't say that if you knew how the tutorial's matchmaking works. It doesn't always match. Soil began to notice the odd problem. What do you mean it can't match? Reverse Planet is a famous game, so there should be lots of players. The system swiftly slapped her with, matchmaking failed. Start cross-team matching, widen the search range. Widening includes matching with groups already in the process of matching. The chat pointed it out to her. See, told you. But why doesn't it actually work? Matching only operates with people who have the same combat support rate. Which crazy person would complete the tutorial without support? Reading this, Soil was stunned. Wait a minute, so that means any member I'm paired with also doesn't use support. People seized the moment and burst out laughing. Exactly, a no support team, so you won't be carried, you have to carry. I'll give a gift if you finish it with a no support team. A feeling of helplessness rose in Soil. Maybe I should cancel this task. Just as she was about to give up, the system intervened. Pairing successful. She quickly hit cancel, but it was too late. Unable to avoid participating in the available tutorial mission Escape the Laboratory, she helplessly accepted her fate. I'm dead. And so Soil was put into the mission with tears. But the scene before her made her gape. Soil looked around, speechless. Everyone, this is no joke. The chat almost erupted. What's going on? Wait, seriously, is this really a no support team? Insane. Is this a pro player using a smurf account? No pro could do this in the tutorial without support. The Eternals were crushed into piles of scrap metal, and moreover he defeated so many Eternals like this without support or guns. A perfect team carrier. Alright, now I'll go find that person. In another corner, machine oil dripped from the Eternals onto the blade. Woo Hyun was the one who had taken down most of the big robots. Sensing something, he glanced back warily. Soil stepped forward, poked her head out and called softly sorry. Before she could say anything, the blade came up close to her face. The person who was here. Very quickly Woo Hyun realized Soil was not an enemy. She was frightened, stammering, unable to speak. After realizing, she quickly ran behind a wall and shouted, help me. Woo Hyun sheathed the blade. Not an enemy, sorry, I was mistaken. Judging by the situation, Soil quickly understood. Wait, the bloodstained lab suit, it's him. Woo Hyun said nothing and walked away. I'm leaving. She grabbed him. Hey, I thought we were matched on the same team, so if I go with you it'll be okay, right? My name is Kong Soil, I'm a streamer and I'm currently live. Would it be a problem if you appeared on stream? Privacy mode is on, so your face will be hidden. Why did he suddenly stop? Is he angry? From afar a group charged, and that's an escaped specimen. Kill him, no need to capture him alive. Already a hail of silver bullets erupted. Soil sat in a corner clutching her head, complaining, why is the tutorial difficulty so high? She glanced back at Woo Hyun, the bus driver. Are you okay? Bullets flew but none of them hit him. Woo Hyun waited for an opening and hurled the crutch like a projectile. The bodyguard troops hit by it couldn't get up. Seeing that, Soil grew more worried. Everyone. The chat was also stunned. What the hell is that? The chain scythe is cold AF. Soil hid behind a pile of scrap and asked her fans, I don't know much about Reverse Planet, so this is peak, right? The chat could only shrug. How can he use a weapon like that without support? Yeah right, it's actually insane right now. What the hell am I watching? Soil asked experienced fans, does anyone know what kind of ability he's using? His eyes suddenly turned white. The fans were baffled yet admired Woo Hyun based on how he used the chain scythe. It's Fong Moon. If it were Fong it would be clearer. Telekinesis is similar, not sure what it is, but I'd get wrecked if I met someone like that in PvP. Among them a fan recognized the only core element that can boost physical stats while changing eye color. Absolute Entity. She worriedly murmured, Absolute Entity? She's very curious. Isn't that a garbage ability that prevents you from using other skills? I thought everyone said not to pick it. The comments were stumped. That's why we don't get it either. The related image of the Absolute Entity appeared. It's one of the core pillars of countless features in Reverse Planet. It greatly boosts physical stats and skill resistance, but it prevents you from using skills yourself. Because of these penalties, players consider it a completely useless skill. Reverse Time community lists 1 to 25 things to avoid Absolute Entity. Honestly, I don't even understand why this discarded thing exists. The description says it all. It prevents you from using skills. Leave the team if someone has this skill. Soil stared at the scene in front of her. Oddly, you can't use abilities in a game where abilities are crucial. The chat buzzed. Sounded nonsense. Could you fight without skills? I've never seen anyone pick Absolute Entity on their second playthrough. I picked it out of curiosity and immediately deleted my character. Your eyes go completely white if you use it. It literally turns you into an Absolute Entity. Physical buffs could be useful in a fight with no stat mods. Theoretically, she answered herself. Using skills would be extremely difficult in a match without mods, so maybe it's worth abandoning everything and dumping all points into physical stats. But maybe he's still only level 1, how can he move like that? On the battlefield, Woo Hyun coiled the chain to bind them, which made her even more curious. Who is this guy? When the chain snapped tight, plasma sprayed from the bodies. In an instant Woo Hyun had cleared them out, his dark gaze reflected through the red blade. The dark entities wrapped around him weren't enough. Woo Hyun, be more violent on your path of revenge. I'm not satisfied yet. At the same time, someone had been hiding behind the wall. His gun barrel was almost aimed directly at Woo Hyun. Seeing that, Soil quickly jumped out shouting, careful. She darted forward and fired continuously to distract and successfully protect him. The shots frightened him and he flailed his hands. Immediately Soil slid forward and fired from below, catching him off guard. damn. With a single shot she hit his brain successfully. Afterward Soil posed and the chat went wild. That's cool, at least she's a good shooter, you need to be good at shooting to play like her, stop acting like she does everything, she just finishes them off, stealing kills. But she temporarily ignored them and looked at Wu Hyun. Soil raised her gun and flashed a bright smile, I'm useful right? A small joy unexpectedly crept into his mind. Wu Hyun quietly felt the peaceful scene before the tank warming him. Seeing him so quiet Soil called out, hey team carrier, you're not mad right? Of course, I know it's all thanks to you, I just wanted to help a bit, Wu Hyun replied softly, no. His gaze softened, you help. The chat exploded again, he's even kind, he's protecting a kill stealer, amazing, we can't see his face because of privacy settings, but I bet he's handsome and his voice is pleasant, I know it's been memed but still. Soil happily jumped up, really, so can I keep going with you in this tutorial, I'll help as much as I can. Wu Hyun didn't want to refuse either, fine. After moving for a while Soil spoke up, hey team carrier, introduce yourself, call me Beak Wu Hyun. She stammered a bit, yes, Wu Hyun, is that his real name? That probably won't be censored. Having learned his name, Soil asked the main question, if it's not too rude to ask, did you pick Absolute Entity as your primary core ability? He affirmed without hesitation, yes. The chat debated again, he actually did it, we need to reassess Absolute Entity's potential. Reassess what? It's still useless, he's right, do you think ordinary people could do what he did? She wanted to know more about it. How could he dodge bullets without using skills? Do you play anything else? Wu Hyun shook his head and replied, nothing else. Suddenly he stopped abruptly, which startled Soil. What is it? What's wrong? Based on his senses Wu Hyun warned, there are two eternals about 20 meters ahead, she repeated puzzled, 20 meters. Soil silently admired him, he doesn't even have a scouting skill yet can still determine how far enemies are and how many there are. Wu Hyun indifferently stepped forward without hesitation, but it's no big deal, let's move on. After 20 more meters they indeed encountered them, impossible, but he was right. Wu Hyun calmly chatted as the two eternals charged, I guess I used to really like playing Colosseum, She went pale worried and shoved him, wait watch out. Wu Hyun quickly dodged their initial attack. He straightened his leg and kicked one right in the face. After clearing the first one he continued, back when I was truly addicted to games. He pulled in and threw a punch while introducing, there I was also a ranker. Wu Hyun's iron punch was something no eternal could withstand. The viewers were thrilled, crazy, an eternal just like that. Remember folks, this has no mods either, so it turns out a Colosseum ranker looks like this. A Colosseum ranker seems fitting. Only Soil still didn't understand, is being a Colosseum ranker that important? The comments began to explain objectively, she doesn't even know what that means, damn hipster, honestly I don't know either, is it that important? I don't know what people think these days, but before, Colosseum rankers received pro offers, right? Butler, the pro gamer, was also once a ranker. She quickly realized the famous Butler. Isn't Butler the best player in Reverse Planet's Pro League? Two curious fans commented, do you think he faced Butler when he was a ranker? I wonder what would happen if our team carrier fought Butler. While Soil looked into it Wu Hyun had already finished, let's move on, she was at a loss and stammered, yes. Before long they reached the final tutorial mission. There Jinzu awaited them, you've managed to get this far. I bet you don't know this place will become your grave. He is the lab's chief of security, the tutorial boss. Jinzu, thinking himself strong, taunted, don't worry you'll soon be reunited with your teammates. Only then did Wu Hyun realize, chief of security, so everything up until now was a tutorial. Suddenly in the depths of his eyes he saw something terrible. It was the vengeful ghosts that always clung to Wu Hyun. They called to him in eerie voices, saw him, hurry kill him, kill. Wasting no time Jinzu lunged, don't expect to leave this place alive. Seeing that, Soil quickly crouched and aimed to shoot. Unfortunately for her the bullets were ineffective against the shield. I thought particle barriers were only for waked ones, the comments burst out laughing, the chief of security is clearly awakened, he's still a boss, he should have this much, it's annoying to see her trying to shoot to solve everything. The ghostly sounds clung to him, Wu Hyun saw a disadvantage, Soil pulled back, I'll provide covering fire from here okay. The fans helplessly watched her call for the team carrier immediately, she's quick to react, she's ready to be carried. He dodged the attack lightly again, that's right, it's just a game, but if this can satisfy people even a little. With a single graceful kick Wu Hyun broke the shield. Jinzu was also thrown back 800 yards by the force, creating a large explosion. Soil froze at the sight, only the fans were thrilled, he didn't even shoot anything. How did the particle barrier shatter already? Bug. Jinzu stepped out of the rubble with an iron body. You bastard. The chat erupted. Iron Guy's here to play. What's his skill? Is that his ability? Yeah, Iron Guy is his skill. Jinzu wound up fiercely. I'll tear you apart. The fans watched in shock. The ground actually sank. Yeah, I bet he weighs at least a ton with that skill. You die if that guy hits you, right? His first punch dented the ground deep but missed you. Not stopping there, Jinzu kept charging. How long do you think you can keep dodging? His hands were replaced with sharp drill bits. Punches rained out continuously, destroying everything. Wu Hyun dodged them all. Wu Hyun clenched his fists ready to counter. The fans went wild. Just one hit would be deadly, but he's dodging everything. Even with mods I couldn't dodge his attacks. Give him covering fire. Are you kidding? He had just thrown the first punch. Jinzu couldn't take it. He was shoved back, sitting collapsed on the ground, clutching his face in pain. The ghostly hands reached in again. Don't nullify your iron skill. Wu Hyun said coldly. You won't die so easily. The voices planted in his mind. Tear him apart like what happened to us, even more brutally. Jinzu was terrified, unable to comprehend what happened. How could an experimental subject be this strong? He cracked his knuckles and looked at him with a beastly gaze. Thanks to you. Soil stood outside witnessing it all, speechless. Then the system popped up. You have defeated the laboratory chief of security. She grimaced, not understanding. What are we watching? The chat helplessly followed. Crazy, that's our team carrier. You people must remember he used no mods. It seems he's fought before. Could it be? No more talk. She licked her lips playfully. Anyway, we beat the tutorial boss. Now we just need to get out of here, right? The chat helpless. Probably. You just got carried. How is there someone this strong here? Soil called him to stop this. Let's go, Wu Hyun. He calmly walked away, leaving Jinzu's body occupied. Yeah, let's go. After they exited, Soil stretched joyfully. Finally escaped. The system kept notifying. Tutorial escape from the laboratory complete. Level up. You have received 1 skill point. Soil turned curious, asking about the next plan. Wu Hyun, are you going to continue main quests today? He shook his head, wanting to rest. No. I think I'll stop for today. She then asked him something. Could you wait a moment? I have something for you. Wu Hyun agreed. Okay. Soil beamed, admiring him. Thanks to you the no mod tutorial was completed. The chat erupted again. Shameless. She's probably in Fox's top 100 most carried streamers. But it's fun to watch anyway. I'm new to the stream. It's over already. Finally she said goodbye to them. Today's stream was so fun. See you tomorrow. After turning off the screen, Soil thanked them for waiting. Wu Hyun wanted to get to the point. It's okay, but she wanted to. Soil shyly stammered, inviting him. Can you regularly join my streams? Wu Hyun, a bit surprised, asked about her stream. Soil quickly added more to persuade. I mainly play Reverse Planet main quests and sometimes do PvP. Sensing hesitation, she tried the seduction tactic. I'll make the streams fit your schedule, and I'll pay a generous appearance fee. Wu Hyun bowed his head and declined. I'm sorry. Soil gave up. Fine then. His expression said it all. Not convinced, Soil tried another approach. Can I add you as a friend? This he agreed to. Alright. Afterwards she bowed to him and left. It was fun playing with you. Hope you enjoy this game. The system displayed as usual. Kong Soil has logged out. He stood dazed. The tutorial was over. But why haven't I returned to the other world? On the other side, a keyboard hero was working diligently. Baek Woo Hyun still didn't know that the Reverse Time community shared a reason why the no mod no gun run looked like a hacker. Bulhan, I'll tell you why he's a hacker. The future is decided by today's gameplay. And anonymous viewer 62 donated $3,000. How does it feel to return to the real world? That morning at the Korean branch of the VR game company Reverse Planet, they were facing an unprecedented incident in their history, all because of one player's actions. On the screen a fight appeared. Oh my, even watching it back it's hard to believe. Using no assists, no weapons, yet easily taking down the captain of the guard team, GM Hyun said. The online community unanimously insists this is cheating. Players kept sending internal messages pressuring the company for an official explanation. Are you sure this isn't a hack? Jinho nodded, completely sure. I checked all the data from the moment this character was created, found absolutely no traces of external program interference or modification. Moreover, we've dealt with countless types of hackers, hackers who can walk through walls, hackers who can become invisible. But this is the first time I've seen movement like this. This is a character control style that even the most sophisticated hacks couldn't imitate. GM Hyun shook his head. If it's not cheating then this player is insanely good. Baksung spoke up. however there's still a very small chance this is a totally new type of hacker we haven't detected yet. GM Hyun nodded, that's true. Either way we need to conduct a very thorough investigation. Woo Hyun sat across from Nae Eon and said, so, because of me the online community is in an uproar. Nae Eon excitedly replied, yes, everything is in utter chaos right now. This incident even sparked a no assist challenge trend among female gamers. Reverse game community featured posts, the no assist no gun challenge is insanely difficult. If there are no assists then powers won't activate at all. Since everyone failed they completely blamed it on cheating. Do you know how shocked I was when I first watched that video? Woo Hyun continued, but how could you recognize me? I was masked during the stream, and there's also the personal data protection system. Nae Eon continued, you revealed your name yourself, besides I've watched you fight before, though I knew you were good this level makes outsiders think you're hacking, he pondered, so that's why I was contacted. She was surprised, contacted about what? He hesitated. Ah, that matter is. Nae Eon was stunned, Planet Earth Korea actually reached out to you, and they want to verify whether you used hacking software. Soil messaged Woo Hyun from Kong Soil, hello Woo Hyun, the thing is. You continued, I received a notice through that streamer. Nae Eon here was excited, a game company directly intervening to check if you hacked is a huge attention grabber. So what are you going to do next? Woo Hyun replied slowly, although it's only the Korea branch this is a rare chance to meet the game developers, if someone higher up shows up I might find clues about the other world I'm searching for. I said I'd think about it, but maybe I'll try accepting the offer. Nae Eon excited, really, that's a very good decision. If you want to keep playing Reverse Planet you should clear this up, being called a hacker by everyone is annoying, you replied, I'm not too bothered. Plus no one recognizes me, I don't even show my face on stream. Nae Eon objected, no, even if you change your name your combat style is so unique you can't be unrecognized, no professional fights barehanded like you. Lately even pro players trying to hide their identity have been spotted because of their distinctive fighting habits. A video was posted, our channel found this newcomer's alternate account, he tapped the floor twice with his foot before using movement power so it's definitely him, Woo Hyun replied nonchalantly. Sharp observation. Nae Eon continued, good thing you agreed, otherwise that streamer would have been heavily criticized by the community. You wondered, so what, how is that person related to me? That's irrelevant to those fiercely debating the hacking issue. She answered, initially they only targeted you but they'll quickly shift criticism to whoever invited you on stream. You nodded, is that so? Suddenly Soil's reflection appeared on the surface of Woo Hyun's glass, then, a reply message popped up, message from Beak Woo Hyun, I'll join. Soil flustered, okay. Her face filled with excitement, great. The screen lit up Kongyun, channel view count, she watched intently as the hype was blazing, this view count will definitely skyrocket, hehe. Everyone get ready for a big surprise. Because this is the first time in Reverse Planet's history, the screen announced a live broadcast to explain the hacking suspicion. Hello everyone, the person currently attracting the most attention over the hacking allegations, Mr. Beak Woo Hyun. The explanation session will be officially held in 4 days. Woo Hyun was in a spotless white outfit when a voice called out. Soil ran over, you must have been under a lot of pressure recently, very stressed, I'm sorry for causing this. You shook your head, it's fine, I don't really mind. Aren't you suspicious of me? Soil stammered, oh yes, that day I witnessed it with my own eyes. So the evidence people put forward has no basis. Moreover your expression looked like a crazed killer so I didn't dare think that, she smiled awkwardly, it was just a gut feeling, Woo Hyun blankly, so that's intuition. Soil opened her palm, if you're ready we will begin, Woo Hyun replied, yes. Soil beamed, hello everyone, you've been waiting a long time haven't you? Comments flooded in, finally it's starting, explain, we've been waiting forever, is this channel selling hacking software? Hack out, need to order fried chicken to watch this, if it's real hacking there's nothing to explain, I'll stay neutral and wait for the final result. Soil excited, it's already 10,000 viewers just after starting, it's extremely hot, indeed many people are interested in this debate, so I personally invited Mr. Woo Hyun to come back here. You said in a low voice, hello, I am Beak Woo Hyun. Comments appeared, that crazy hacker, look how brazen he is, hacking to get fame in games, what's the chat reaction? If it's not hacking then what? Those who still think he hacks should be careful or they'll be brainwashed, maintain neutrality until the official result, so is it hack or not? Soil angrily, everyone, please be polite in your comments, if it's excessive I'll lock the chat feature. Before verification begins, what does Mr. Woo Hyun think about this controversy? you hesitated. Well, I just feel it's meaningless, such a trivial matter becoming such a big debate. A comment appeared, a trivial thing that shook the whole reverse time community, and he dares call it trivial, truly the arena top, hacker yet bragging. Soil looked up at the screen, admitting its trivial might be a bit much. A comment asked, so how will we explain this after all? She replied, that's a good question. Today we've invited a special guest to directly carry out the verification. Someone suddenly appeared before them. He's here. GM Hyun spoke, hello, I am Park GM Hyun, head of operations number 1 at Planet Earth Korea. Comments appeared, who is that? Wow, they even invited an operator. Maybe it's really not hacking. What's this? A real person, not impersonation. There's a GM title above his head, only operators at headquarters have that. Crazy, so maybe it's not hacking. What about those who said it's hacked now? Woo Hyun thought inwardly, the head of operations likely knows everything. After verification I must ask and get to the bottom of it. Soil bowed, thank you for coming, I'm streamer Kong Yun. You also bowed and said, I am Beek Woo Hyun. GM Hyun politely, nice to meet you. Is this person really Beek Woo Hyun? Externally there's nothing special at all. Then I will guide you two to the location for verification. Suddenly the three of them moved to another location. Soil asked, where is this? GM Hyun explained, this is the personal training room, where one can practice using powers or train combat skills. As announced before, we will observe multiple combat runs, then confirm whether there is any intervention from external programs. Woo Hyun pondered, this space hasn't appeared in the other world I know. GM Hyun asked again, do you agree with this procedure? Woo Hyun nodded, yes, I fully agree. Finishing, GM Hyun glanced to one side, if so then. A foot in pristine white armor slowly stepped out. It was Eternal emerging in a terrifying form. Comments appeared, is this the mid-level version of the Eternal robot? No assists and only choosing the first core element. Is that enough to defeat the mid-level training robot? I don't know much about Reverse Planet. Is that kind of robot very strong? It's much stronger than the first version from the tutorial. Woo Hyun's pupils darkened. We'll start with the mid-level training robot. Suddenly a killing aura appeared around his body. Woo Hyun, I'm starting to feel scared. Avenge us, Woo Hyun. GM Hyun continued, in short, from now on destroy. The ground seemed to shake suddenly. The Woo Hyun who stood beside him had vanished quickly. GM Hyun winced and raised his hand to dodge. Rocks and earth flew everywhere around GM Hyun. The man here was trying to use a tablet to brace. A comment appeared, is he now smashing the mid-level Eternal with his bare hands? That robot could be hammered and not be harmed. Wow, am I the only one who's scared? Woo Hyun was now pulling the power cable inside Eternal's head. Insane. On the screen it showed no detection of any external program intervention. Woo Hyun's face darkened, this absolutely cannot be cheating or hacking. Woo Hyun slowly stepped down from Eternal's back. He said casually to GM Hyun, it's done. He was flustered. We didn't detect any cheating program in this match, but the observation window was a bit short. Can you fight in the method we specify? Woo Hyun nodded, okay, this must be to verify whether I'm using cheat software. Cheat software controls the character through a program, so they can't fight exactly as the player wants. By predefining how to win and then fighting in the exact same way you can prove it's not hacking. GM Hyun continued, thank you, so this time cut off the heads of 3 mid-tier training robots with the scythe chain. He nodded, understood. GM Hyun's face looked ugly, what the hell, this must be extremely inconvenient. 3 Eternals simultaneously appeared before them. It's charging at Woo Hyun and I don't think I'm going to lose. In the blink of an eye the battle occurred very quickly. Woo Hyun was in a landing stance with the chain in his hand. He began to launch himself, leaving his current position and lunging up. The long chain was expertly wielded by Woo Hyun to slash at Eternal. His pupils suddenly turned pitch black, emanating a terrifying coldness. In an instant Woo Hyun easily defeated the 3 Eternals. Soil excited, I knew it, I've never seen anything like that before. Everyone look at the scythe chain moving like it's alive. A comment appeared, what did I just watch? The chain is completely destroyed. Maybe what's damaged isn't the weapon but the person. Exactly, scythe chains are usually used to attack nearby foes. GM Hyun's expression was a little awkward. We've collected enough data to verify. But as the game's administrator, with pure curiosity rising, could he defeat the advanced training robot with only one core factor? Maybe I'm being mean, but the final test. The doors suddenly opened for the advanced Eternal to step out. Its eyes glowed a blazing red, somewhat terrifying. Before them Eternal strode out with a majestic aura. A comment appeared, he actually brought that out, that's too much, cold-blooded admin. If he wins he might be known as a superhuman certified by the National Council. Eternal stared, We will proceed to verify with the advanced training robot, the latest version of the advanced training robot. Wu Hyun's pupils were pitch black. Suddenly there was a slight pause. You could clearly see how many people the Eternal before them had slaughtered. Suddenly its face darkened as a sinister smile spread. Wu Hyun ground his teeth in anger with a razor-sharp gaze. Eternal suddenly lunged forward to attack at high speed. Its arm pierced through, causing blood to flow from Wu Hyun's cheek. Eternal clenched its fist tightly to prepare to raise a punch. It kept charging, punching Wu Hyun. Every one of its punches was striking the door. His feet were planted firmly, just as expected. This one is on a whole different level from those mid-tier ones. If it lands even once I'll die instantly. Moreover, as that thought ended, Wu Hyun retaliated with a punch to Eternal's abdomen. His hand trembled. Its hard shell truly is on another tier. My attack was only a scratch to it. Eternal was hardly affected and coldly counterattacked. Wu Hyun bent down. If so, I'll attack continuously until its parts are damaged. GM Hyun and Soil stood aside, dumbfounded. Huh. A comment appeared. I have to say this is insane. How is this possible? Now I'm scared too. One hit would have buried him, yet he didn't take a single blow. GM Hyun thought to himself, I didn't expect him to truly attack the advanced robot using only one core factor. At first he even seemed at a disadvantage. But after a while he seemed to gain the upper hand. GM Hyun's fingers moved across the screen. Watching more wouldn't help. Suddenly the Eternal that had been standing before Wu Hyun vanished. GM Hyun spoke loudly, we have collected enough data for this verification, so I removed the training bot. Wu Hyun nodded, got it, no wonder. Soil smiled and asked, so what were the authentication results? GM Hyun explained, we confirmed that no external intervention program infiltrated. In other words, he didn't use hacks. Comments appeared, so it wasn't hacks after all. Why, even the admins confirmed it. You all accused him from the start. Hot news, the post accusing him of using hacks has been eliminated. Soil excitedly, see, I told you he wasn't using hacks, yet you still doubted him. Comments appeared, now no one doubts anymore. How will you rebut the admin statement with your fake virtual theories? Even the trolls are retreating. Why does he look more thrilled than before? I've seen people thought to have hack-like builds before, but he's truly a monster with a hack-like build. Soil smiled, hack-like build. I like that term. Remember this, everyone, Wu Hyun didn't use hacks, he's just so talented that people thought he was using hacks. Since verification is done, could you two share some thoughts? Wu Hyun fumbled, thank you, you've worked hard. GM Hyun smiled awkwardly, it was fun. Countless viewers, that was today's stream, see you all next time. Comments appeared, he's thinking about getting content from this, seriously, I just arrived, I thought this stream was just to clarify his identity. But today's stream was legendary. Bye. Soil spoke, thank you for agreeing to appear on today's broadcast. GM Hyun bowed, no, I should thank you for accepting my verification request, especially you Wu Hyun, you shook your head, it's nothing. GM Hyun's expression was ugly, he said it's nothing odd, well then I'm off. Suddenly Wu Hyun interrupted, wait, you looked straight at GM Hyun, there's something I want to ask. GM Hyun surprised, what do you want to ask? His face still curious. Is there any bug in the game, for example situations where players can't escape because of a bug? GM Hyun explained, I've never heard of such a thing. If such a bug appeared, Reverse Planet wouldn't be a global game anymore. Wu Hyun pondered, probably, I understand. GM Hyun disappeared quickly, alright then I'm really leaving. The surroundings fell quiet again, finally done. Wu Hyun you did well today, oh right, I'll calculate the stream revenue later, I'll contact you next time to have you again. You replied, I don't need the money, but fine, let me know when you need me. Soil blank-faced, letting him go is such a waste, a gold farmer creating content is right in front of me. Wu Hyun asked softly, what do you mean? Soil thought, no, I can't ask him to stream again, I was only allowed him to appear today to clarify his identity, I guess I have to give up, then I'll contact you next time. I received less than I thought, really disappointing. A message popped up from Naeon, morning's over, head to the prep room to get ready to fight. Naeon excited, how was it? Was the stream okay? The community reaction exploded, it blew up. Wu Hyun replied, I don't think that style suits me, monitoring the chat while playing isn't my style. She hesitated, is that so? Then imagine, if you don't need to pay attention to the chat and just play, that would be fine right? I'll prepare everything for you, just try once and decide. You thought, no, it's just that I don't want to be on camera. Naeon pressed the button. Anyway, a PvP orb appeared above. Go do a few PvP matches. PvP player versus player, battles between players form one of the two main content pillars of Reverse Planet, alongside PvE against machines. Wu Hyun wondered, PvP, so you called me to the prep room. Soil nodded, of course. Are you going to leave without trying Reverse Planet's PvP? I'm hurt. You hesitated. No, I think it's not for me, so I had no intention. Returning to the other world doesn't seem very suitable. She stared. PvP is the heart of Reverse Planet, don't judge it just by the tutorial. Wu Hyun thought to himself, that's right, the PvP story mode is almost identical to the other world. I've never tried PvP, there must be something different there. You continued casually, alright, I'll give it a try. Soil smiled, great, let me explain. The first PvP game is a duel. Basically one person teams up against another. There are two formats, solo 1 versus 1 and duo 2 versus 2, best 2 out of 3 wins. Next, obstacles. There are 4 modes, domination, escort, capture the flag, elimination. You will choose one of those 4 modes and fight 5 versus 5. And what we're doing today is survival. 100 players are dispersed across areas, gather gear by grinding and get ready to fight. The last person or team standing will win. Since this is your first time play team mode, and for PvP you need an optimized gear set, I'll suggest one. Wu Hyun shook his head, no need. I know which gear is good, the set that made me a superhuman in the other world. I'll record while you prepare to log in. Naeun focused. Good, I'll get ready now. The spawn point has to be the military base, that's the rule, the military base, one of the battlefields in survival PvP, where many high-tier items spawn, usually occupied by high-level players, making it unsuitable for newcomers. Oh, do you mind if I record your PvP? I want to clip it for YouTube. Please say yes. Wu Hyun blank-faced, get out of the way. Alright, calm down, why is she so excited? Naeun's finger pressed start. Okay, I'm logging in now. System announces spawn point selected, Sector 1 military base, time before match starts 60 seconds. Naeun put her hand to her forehead. See you alive on the other side, teammates. Wu Hyun was now standing behind a man. He gritted his teeth. There's someone on the 3rd floor. There's nothing here. Your silent arm reached behind. I need to move to another spot. Naeun's phone rang over here. A message appeared. Wu Hyun eliminated Lucky Day. She was surprised. Just started, and there's already a network. Hack-like build really makes a difference. Messages kept appearing. Wu Hyun eliminated Riceville. Eliminated Lee Seojun. Eliminated Chickenese Love. Eliminated Kim Houn. Eliminated Haomided. Eliminated Best Jinju. Naeun astonished. She was terrified. What the hell is Wu Hyun doing? The man was being struck by a stream of electricity in terrible pain. A notification popped up. Beak Wu Hyun eliminated Slime Monster. You thought to yourself, it seems like now I can't sense other players anymore. Is this guy the only survivor around here? I didn't think I'd run into 4 people at once like that. Since I've finished farming, I should probably head out. Naeun's voice message appeared. Wu Hyun, help me. It's too crowded here. I'm surrounded. You were surprised, Naeun. Wu Hyun's finger moved on the map. The opposite area is quite far. Your location showed up. I'm coming. Where are you in the building? Naeun replied. The roof 3rd floor. But the lower floors are fighting badly. It seems like there's someone starting a fight every week. Be careful. Wu Hyun began to run. Okay. You started to rush forward. 2 men stood in front of you. Hey, what? The man with glasses panicked. What's that name? How is he so fast? The man beside him fearful. Hey, get ready, let me hold them off. Wu Hyun's hand nimbly drew a knife from his hip. You lunged and easily took down one with rapid speed. The man with glasses panicked as his comrade was eliminated. Wait, what? System notification. Wu Hyun eliminated Yeroftager. The man with glasses angrily. Physical hitter, attack speed gear. He summoned power from the ground and shouted loudly, die. Wu Hyun quickly launched into the air with black pupils. He looked up in anger and surprise. You idiot. Wu Hyun wasted no time landing with the knife already bloody. System notification. Wu Hyun searching for baby Tyrannosaur. A blue light appeared on the back of the man lying on the ground. System notification. Wu Hyun eliminated Siam Dongja. Wu Hyun eliminated Chikinsa Jusio. Wu Hyun stood before the door. I'm in front of the building already. Naeun replied. Really, I'll come help out. Your palm gripped the doorknob. No need, just wait there. Wu Hyun froze and stared at the doorknob for a moment. Hidden blade surrounded. Could it be 5? Wu Hyun opened the door with the man hiding behind it. He smiled slyly, secretly holding a knife. Die. Wu Hyun's hand quickly clamped down on his wrist. His eyes widened as he looked at his wrist. Wu Hyun punched him in the stomach with a fist. A notification popped up. Wu Hyun eliminated Kajiro. You thought to yourself, that's fine, maybe I should be even faster. In the blink of an eye, Wu Hyun moved swiftly up the stairs. After that Wu Hyun eliminated a series of opponents along the way. Nei Eon looked at the system board. What, again? Wu Hyun completely overwhelmed the others. Suddenly her gaze sharpened, she froze and looked back. Nei Eon swung her sword hard. When did he? How did Wu Hyun dodge that? Oh my, you scared me. I didn't even know you were standing right next to me. At this rate, you'll probably rack up 14 kills on your own. Wu Hyun grimaced. Do I need to be here? Nei Eon smiled. Did you clear all the enemies in this building? You wondered. What's that weapon? Nei Eon awkwardly gestured around there. Alright, I won't lose, let me handle the rest of the round. Wu Hyun sighed. Fine. The system announced the game ended. Duo survival mode. Result rank 1 out of 50. Notifications kept appearing. Nei Eon astonished. I can't believe it. We won 10 encounters in one round. I'm done for today. Wu Hyun nodded. Nei Eon determined. Clearly he's just an ordinary college student, but my friend is truly a living weapon. I have to force him to go on camera. Can you wait 2 days before starting your main mission? I'll bring the detailed streaming plan. Wu Hyun replied. I already said I'm not interested, and it's not like I intend to do that main mission or anything. She continued, just listen to me, I'll prepare everything thoroughly, see you later. After Nei Eon left, Wu Hyun bowed his head and brooded. He thought even PvP wouldn't give him the proof he needed. At this moment in the large apartment under the quiet night sky, Soil lay on the bed tapping her phone happily. Reverse time community chat leader, the reason I think Hexter Lot must go pro, chat leader, what I realized seriously watching today's verification stream, chat leader try breaking the defensive line, chat leader, but Kong Soil is pretty cute. Soil rolled around excitedly, amazing, so amazing. 100,000 viewers, will I ever see that number again in my streaming career? I wish I could keep streaming with Wu Hyun, should have tried to hold on a little longer. Wu Hyun politely declined, sorry but I'm not interested in being on camera. Soil thought she hadn't been firm enough, it's because you were too rigid from the start. At least let me handle the payment for you, how much would that be? Her eyes widened in surprise, huh, what's this? The next day at the cafe Wu Hyun spoke up. Suddenly you called me out, what is this about? You looked at the thing on the computer screen in surprise, what is this? Nei Eon laughed, what do you think? I stayed up all night making this presentation to convince you today. Wu Hyun blank-faced, is this the quality you lost sleep over making? Nei Eon continued, you said as long as the chat doesn't distract you while playing it's fine, right? If you don't have to pay attention to chat and just play, would that be okay? Wu Hyun replied, I never said that was okay. She added, so what do you think about a reality observation format? You wondered, reality observation. A reality show, a type of program where different guests in the studio observe recordings of others. You play the game and I'll be the one to interact and react. If the two of us aren't enough we can invite a professional commentator. I'll split the profits 60-40, sounds like a steal. Wu Hyun blank-faced, I already said I'm not interested. Nei Eon continued, wait I guess you don't know how much revenue streams make. No actually that's not it, today you went to handle things with Soil right? Wu Hyun held his phone, oh right I just got an email this morning, I rushed out to meet you so I didn't check. His finger tapped the screen, the sender showed Kong Soil. Hello Wu Hyun, this is streamer Kong Soil, as promised I'll send you last time's commission 6 million won, please reply with your bank account details, also I'll send you a rather funny donate message. Nei Eon astonished, 6 million and you still don't want to appear on camera, Wu Hyun pondered, to consider. Suddenly his gaze froze, this is. Anonymous viewer 62, hello Wu Hyun great to see you again, how do you feel being back? Actually, there is a special mission prepared just for you, I'll be watching you from now on through the streams. Wu Hyun thought, they know I came from the other world and that username clearly targets me, test subject number 62. He slammed the table and stood up, who is it? You know I'm back. Can you find out the donator's information? Nei Eon puzzled, why are you asking suddenly? That can't be, the terms wouldn't allow it. You can't message them directly, you can only interact through the live stream. Wu Hyun focused, I'll do it. She was surprised, huh? Wu Hyun said coldly, I'll live stream. Nei Eon laughed loudly, really, you can't back out on your word. Everything in the cafe fell silent, but the announcement board lit up, breaking news Haxical will appear in a private broadcast. On August 2, 2041 at 7 p.m. the game hacking livestream will premiere, guests Haxical, Cha Sungchul, Young Nei Eon. A golden Friday evening, a time to unwind, each with their own expectations. Self-styled gamers gathered before the screen with one heart and one mind. Reverse time community, please follow the rules. Everyone eagerly awaited. 5 minutes before the game starts in the studio, Naeon began to feel scared. It's about to start, I'm so nervous. Cha Sungchul excited, don't worry, we've prepared thoroughly. Cha Sungchul, a professional commentator from Reverse Planet, although I was extremely surprised when I first received the invitation to commentate. I never thought anyone outside of Soil could invite Haxical. Naeon laughed. The moment I said I'm Woohyun's friend, he agreed immediately. Suddenly the screen brightened, the live stream began. Cha Sungchul sat up straight. It's an honor to be here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cha Sungchul. Comments appeared, it's live, finally what's going on, where's Haxical, bring him out, bring him out, bring him out. Naeon excited, it seems many of you are upset Haxical isn't present from the start, but I'm telling you it's too early to be disappointed. Woohyun appeared on screen. Haxical is in the game. Comments appeared, that's a hack, whoever calls it cheating get out quick, what's with his look when he spins the knife, that's cool, I'm really worried right now. Privacy protection mode, as you can see the hack tour content will be presented as a reality observation TV show, we will give our impressions and commentary while watching Haxical play, you must be curious about how he hacks RP. Naeon smiled and said, so shall we begin? A message popped up on screen, a message from John Naeon, go ahead. Woohyun's finger decisively pressed the radio button, it started. On the other end of the line a voice spoke, a message from the Otherworld Management Bureau to rescue survivors so they can safely escape the forest and join us. System notification, main mission, join the Otherworld Management Bureau, get past guards hunting for escaped test specimens and reach the bureau outside the forest. Woohyun thought, like last time. In that world I was preoccupied with running away. He suddenly froze with the thought, this time. Woohyun tensed, took a deep breath, then shouted. 2 players in the distance were drawn by that shout. They turned ready to fight. The 2 of them charged together. Here he is, surround him from 3 sides. Woohyun quickly brought his hand back and grabbed his chain. His pupils turned pitch black and fierce, all of you. Woohyun's arm swung in one move and took out several people, die. The others continuously fired their guns at him. The chain was controlled with practiced skill. Finally the chain closed in on the gun. A frantic scream rang out along with a huge explosion in the forest. They charged with swords, rushing toward us, die. The chain began to whip around behind them. The links were connected together extremely tightly. The 2 of them were bound tightly to each other. The chain swung with tremendous force. Woohyun's hand flatly hurled the 2 of them to the ground. Their heads reeled and blood spurted from their mouths. He didn't hesitate long and leaped down onto them. Woohyun's pupils were pitch black. This is it, you vermin, don't let him get away. Woohyun closed his eyes behind the mask but still seemed a little drained. Naeon gaped, this isn't the RP I know, Cha Sungchul added. This is the first time I've seen play like this during commentary. RP, gathering enemies without any strategic consideration. A comment appeared, the existence of a hack is a strategy in itself. A comment appeared, the existence of a hack god is already a strategy. When you're lazy to search, make the enemy come to you, that's obvious, right? I'm rethinking my assumption that he only defeats enemies he encounters. I thought he was crazy when he started shouting. I was doing something else and had to switch to watch after being startled. LOL. The system popped up, my love cat donated 50,000 won, isn't the absolute entity just too OP, what skill has no cooldown? Naeon said, what do you think about the opinion that the absolute entity is too overpowering? Cha Sungchul replied, I can assure you it's not that strong. Most skills have their own cooldowns, that's why Haxical's build, which uses core elements with no cooldown, can look overpowered. But when the absolute entity only amplifies physical ability, it doesn't improve combat intelligence or weapon proficiency, and Haxical is playing with no adjustments, right? To put it somewhat extremely, that means if Haxical has sufficient physical stats, he could fight like that in real life. The absolute entity works that way because Haxical is using it. Woohyun's pitch-black pupils remained focused. More people began to appear, shouting and surrounding him. You were standing among those who had been taken down. Kim Cheol, captain from the Otherworld Management Bureau, we are from the Otherworld Management Bureau, drop your weapons and surrender peacefully. The Otherworld Management Bureau, a government agency specializing in subduing invading entities that pass through spatial gates. They mainly trap and subdue dangerous invading entities. Inside the inverted world where dimensions are mixed. Woohyun raised both hands, Director Kim Cheol, no, I guess he's a captain now, I didn't expect to see him here. Kim Cheol was a little startled, that outfit. You're a victim who escaped from the lab, I'm sorry for the rudeness. Everyone step back, Woo Hyun replied. It's fine. Woo Hyun replied, it's fine, Kim Cheol continued, but that radio, an agent inside the lab gave it to me. He sighed, he must have died, Woo Hyun thought. Captain Kim Cheol is still as kind as in the otherworld. Kim Cheol continued, then please stay at the Otherworld Management Bureau until your identity is verified. Woo Hyun nodded, all right, the man said, thank you for your cooperation, let me guide you. System notification, main mission join the Otherworld Management Bureau completed. You leveled up, you received 1 strength point. At this time it was sunset afternoon at the headquarters of the Otherworld Management Bureau. Woo Hyun sat in the room, this is the Bureau's consultation room, I didn't expect I'd end up here. After escaping that laboratory in the other world, I took jobs from companies to save money for revenge. The requests included assassination and kidnapping, but mostly were images of Woo Hyun fighting monsters with all his might, conquering inverted worlds. Corporations recklessly clear inverted worlds for loot, and when they deemed the loot worthless they dumped the cleanup onto me. Getting involved with the Otherworld Management Bureau was inevitable. Sometimes we cooperate on conquests, but many times we clash and point blades at each other. Suddenly a voice cut in, hello Woo Hyun. I am Lee Ju-jin, an agent from Team 1 of the Otherworld Management Bureau. A comment popped up, Sister Ju-jin, her beauty must be top 3 in RP. Woo Hyun was a bit reserved, Ju-jin pleased, she began pulling out a chair, you went through a lot to get here. Ju-jin spoke, now you have 2 choices, Woo Hyun. First, live as a civilian under the Bureau's protection, in which case using your powers is absolutely forbidden. And second, become an agent of the Otherworld Management Bureau. Of course in the second case you won't act as a full agent immediately, you'll receive proper training and be deployed when we assess you're ready. Suddenly Woo Hyun's face darkened, in the other world I even took down a Bureau agent and now I'd become colleagues. Both of Ju-jin's cheeks flushed, so will you choose to be a civilian or an agent? His palms interlaced, I will. Viewers' comments were quite angry, don't end the stream here. If I choose civilian I'll take jobs from corporations like before, I'm not taking that path now that I'm here. I'll become an agent of the Otherworld Management Bureau, Ju-jin excited, that's the right thought, if you join it will be a big help. Recently corporations have been constantly recruiting false awakened individuals so we're short on manpower. I'm not saying this because I'm a Bureau agent, many regret signing contracts with those corporations. Those companies are still in the early training stages so their experience and skills in raising false awakened individuals are almost zero. In contrast, the Otherworld Management Bureau is an organization with a long history and abundant experience in nurturing false awakened individuals and eliminating inverted worlds. Of course corporate pay is better but comes with many dangers, Woo Hyun thought. Many false awakened people over there died on company missions. Some places even behaved like they didn't intend to pay, in the end I had to slash their bellies to get my money. Because of that I was exposed as an unregistered awakened and was monitored by the Bureau for a while. Thinking back I met Director Kim Cheol then. Ju-jin continued, so now I'll ask the technical team to register you as a false awakened, and here's the official phone. You held the phone and asked, so what do I do now? She explained, as I said, first you'll be trained as a trainee, after verifying your ability you'll be promoted, then your team will be decided. Ju-jin emphasized, it'd be great if we were on the same team. Woo Hyun stood and replied, honestly, I hope so too, I owe Ju-jin a favor from before, though we crossed paths many times after that. Ju-jin said it's for the innocent victims imprisoned in the research facility. You pondered, thanks to Ju-jin leading the attack on the institute my colleagues and I could survive. She shook hands and said, I hope you'll help me in the future, Junior. Woo Hyun replied, looking forward to your guidance, Senior. Naeyeon surprised, wait everyone, isn't this a bit strange, NPCs normally don't talk like this. Naeyeon once asked midstream if she could switch lanes. Ju-jin replied, civilian or agent, which side do you choose? Naeyeon snapped, hey, she continued, the Ju-jin I met wasn't like this. Cha Sungchul trembled, no way, could this be a fully reactive AI? A comment appeared, RP game at its peak right, this can do that too, what's a fully reactive AI? Cha Sungchul explained, a fully reactive AI is an NPC AI that can respond completely to any situation and request. Unlike ordinary NPCs, it can communicate like a real person. It's a technique that consumes huge resources. Experts say it can't be integrated into online games. Naeyeon added, maybe they've solved the resource issue thoroughly. He answered, no, if that were the case they'd have loudly advertised it everywhere, Perhaps this technology only activates when special conditions are met, and maybe the minimum condition is lack of support from the start. The only difference between Haxical and other users, the system reported combat support stats at 0%. Naeon smiled awkwardly. Woo Hyun, you really are, the notification panel is going to blow up. Cha Sungchul nodded. Yes, I'll probably lose sleep waiting to see how Planet Earth announces this. Those interested in his storyline will be extremely excited, they might even invite big names as guests. The storyline was promised to end here today, right? Naeon replied, yes, please look forward to the next content, now we'll move on to PvP. A comment appeared, don't stop here, how can we wait until the next stream? At this time Woo Hyun was in the prep room for battle. Has anonymous viewer 62 still not shown up? He recalled the computer screen at the cafe instead. If there's a donate or comment from the anonymous 62 ID, report it to me immediately, no matter what. Naeon nodded. Got it. He thought to himself, since Naeon hasn't contacted me I should continue the stream. A message popped up from Woo Hyun, ready. Naeon smiled, alright then we'll proceed to PvP next. Today's content is. In front of Woo Hyun was a large combat orb. This was Haxical's first time playing duel mode. Cha Sungchul continued, then we'll start with normal matches. Let me explain for those who don't know, there are 8 tiers in Reverse Planet and, to reach the bronze tier you must win 10 normal matches. According to statistics, average players take about 2 hours, while professional competitors take about 30 minutes. A comment appeared, turns out I'm below average. This game has many scummy players, so luck in matchmaking is also very important. A notification popped up, mission to rank up to bronze within 30 minutes completed, reward 500,000, Naeon excited, oh. A message popped up from Naeon, hey, awesome mission, the first mission has arrived, can you win 10 consecutive matches in 30 minutes? A comment appeared, wow, confident think being pro is easy, if not arrogance then what, let's go fight. Naeon continued, this is really exciting Cha Sungchul nodded, yes, will Haxical succeed, everyone stay tuned to the end. A notification popped up, matchmaking PvP duel mode. Match found successfully, Area 6, Residential District, 10 seconds before round 1 starts. Cha Sungchul suddenly startled and leaned forward, he's carrying a weapon I've never seen. Woo Hyun was in a ready stance, they didn't know that. The man in black stepped back thinking it's a melee skill, once he gets close it's an easy win. How much they had underestimated Haxical. The countdown began, round 1 started. The man began to summon power, shouting ice burst. A long scar ran down the middle of his face. Woo Hyun's body moved swiftly behind the man in black. In a brief moment his body was shattered. System notice, match 1 ended, you win Woo Hyun, loser anonymized current record, Woo Hyun 1-0. System notice, next match, the man shouted, oh meeting the pest again, surrender surrender. System notice anonymous surrenders, duel ended, overall winner Woo Hyun, overall loser anonymous. System notice, match 2, Woo Hyun is continuously parrying with his sword. The man's face turned fearful as he shouted, my darkness. No sooner had he finished than you easily defeated him. System notice, current record, Woo Hyun 2-0, melon bread, match winner Woo Hyun, match loser melon bread. System notice Woo Hyun advances to match 3. The large man also showed a long scar on his face, dead. System notice current record, Woo Hyun 2-0, guinea pig dry grass, match winner Woo Hyun, match loser guinea pig dry grass. The man in match 4 was no easy opponent either. System kept appearing, 11 minutes ago victory PvP duel normal match 2-0, 8 minutes ago victory PvP duel normal match 1-0. Naeon and Cha Sungchul were amazed. The time for Woo Hyun to win 10 consecutive matches was only 20 minutes. On this side his body was still intact without a scratch. System notice ranked Woo Hyun up to bronze. Naeon gaped, oh my, how to say, feeling left behind. Cha Sungchul smiled awkwardly, winning 10 straight matches in 20 minutes. A comment appeared, what the hell is this, are you crazy, feels like a wall breaking the master's records, summed up in one word, God. Cha Sungchul continued, the time is absurd but more surprising is the match record. Usually when facing counter skills or high-risk performance fluctuates wildly, the interviewer shrugged, I'm bad against fire blaze. He added, but with Haxical, no matter what skill the opponent has, he still maintained perfect performance, completely unshaken throughout the match, truly getting more fierce as he fought. A notice popped up, Pine donated 500,000 won. How did that happen? Naeon excitedly thanked the donor, very promising, wonder how he'll perform in the next ranked game. Cha Sungchul smiled, me too but a bit worried. She asked curiously, why? He continued, it's being streamed after all, easy to be targeted isn't it? But anyway the success rate isn't high, hope it's just needless worry. A comment appeared, if they place a bounty then. System notice matchmaking PvP dual mode, solo normal match successful. Area 11, cemetery. A man appeared, oh, alright. Finally met this thick-faced ex-guy, brothers watch closely, see me teach this hacker a lesson. A comment appeared, just ranked up and already targeted, what to do, Supermaster. This hacker X, you see, this is the average level of those scarab bugs, the publisher said otherwise but so annoying. Wu Hyun's face darkened as he prepared to draw his sword. Cha Sungchul said, Haxical did not react to the provocation at all. Nei Eon replied, I told him if he meets people like this just ignore them. Both her cheeks flushed, and furthermore, Cha Sungchul cut in, it's starting. System notice, round 1 begins, Leo's body screamed in intense pain. He suddenly flew into the air with a brilliant beam of light. Leo's face lit up as he shouted, die. A comment appeared, didn't land a hit, talk about teaching someone a lesson then getting taught, father is father of son, all talk and no action. Wu Hyun leaned, he seemed confident so I was on guard. His arm quickly swung the blade across Leo's body, just wasting time. System notice round 1 ended, you win Wu Hyun, loser anonymous, current record Wu Hyun 1 anonymous. Leo's face in pain slowly whispered, monster. System notice, the next round will start immediately, round 2 will begin in 10 seconds. Leo gritted his teeth, at this rate I'll lose again, I need to use it. System notice round 2 begins, streams of electricity appeared all over his body again. Before Wu Hyun was a powerful surge of electricity, something was off. The electricity across his body suddenly struck the boulder. Wu Hyun thought inwardly it was sharper and stronger than before, moving more effectively like a different person. Leo shouted excitedly, see, hacker. He kept attacking Wu Hyun, I'll yield the first round. His 2 arms crossed to cover his face, hacker, so it's him. Nei Eon spoke up, I remember now, but if you meet a provoking hacker, she smiled, crush him, I told you so. Both of Wu Hyun's pupils suddenly went pitch black. Suddenly power radiated throughout Wu Hyun's body, what is this, the air suddenly. No need to be scared at all, everyone could see he had an overwhelming advantage. Leo began to charge, don't act cool. His feet lightly hopped off the spot. Wu Hyun gently glided the blade across the man's body. Leo's eyes widened, he froze unable to resist. He angrily turned his back and spun around. Once again the blade sliced across Leo's arm. He swung a fist with power in his palm. Wu Hyun without hesitation swung his sword back upwards. Leo could only look down, gritting his teeth with tears streaming. The screen continued to glow as the match unfolded. Nei Eon smiled awkwardly, surely everyone isn't. Cha Sungchul also very surprised, replied awkwardly, yes. Nei Eon said, it seems he deliberately avoided the finishing blow right. Cha Sungchul added, I think you're right, Haxical is truly following your advice to the letter. Nei Eon. She smiled sheepishly, of course I told him to crush the guy completely, but, a comment appeared, a monster created by young Nei Eon, scary woman, anyway, it's all because Nei Eon gave him that advice, I'm afraid of what advice she'll give next Leo slumped down, what are you? Wu Hyun said coldly, I will return those words to you. As he finished speaking his blade finally swung down, ending round 2. System notice, final score Wu Hyun 2-0 anonymous, victory Wu Hyun, defeat anonymous. After that Wu Hyun continued his winning streak with unstoppable momentum and immediately surpassed 30 consecutive wins. Nei Eon spoke, he's reached gold rank already, Cha Sungchul added, I never thought he'd set a record of 30 consecutive wins in his first stream. A comment appeared, I was literally holding my breath watching this, is this what you call outplaying, what did you eat to get this strong? Can you show us your build, please? Nei Eon thought, most people hesitate to reveal their playstyle, but should I ask him? A message popped up, Wu Hyun by the way, could you reveal your build, if you don't want to you can decline, you can just answer, why not? Nei Eon continued, everyone the mech god says he'll reveal his build I will compile it and post it on the community board after the stream. A comment appeared, he's really revealing his build, I only asked hoping for a miracle and he actually did it, isn't revealing builds a sensitive issue, that means he's that confident. Nei Eon bowed, then we'll see you in the next stream. Cha Sungchul also bowed, thanks for watching for so long. He was excited, seriously, this is crazy. Nei Eon laughed loudly, right, someone fully adapted to 30 straight wins and even revealing their build, the community boards will explode. At this rate won't he set a new record? What's the current record for most consecutive wins? Cha Sungchul replied, currently the record for most consecutive wins in duo mode is held by player Butler with 76 wins, set while he was boosting on a Smurf account. Nei Eon excited, anyway it'd be great if Woo Hyun set a new record, no doubt he'd agree. Besides, Cha Sungchul added, if it's Butler, known for his competitiveness, he's probably got his eye on the mech god by now. A finger slowly clicked the mouse to move. On the screen the reverse time community, the arrow kept scrolling up. The finger still very slowly moved the mouse on the screen. Notification of report result, the reported player has been penalized detected using illegal third-party programs. A permanent ban has been issued according to the terms of service. Butler, chin propped, suddenly sighed with some exasperation. On the screen a line read, really, even Butler couldn't break this record. He read the line, even Butler can't beat it, he chuckled with interest. One morning a few days later, the second stream. Woo Hyun was pensive, viewer anonymous 62 finally, he didn't appear in the previous stream, does that mean I'm still missing something? Suddenly a soft voice cut through the atmosphere, Junior. Ju Jin cheerfully waved at him, she still looked as pretty as ever, wearing a radiant smile. A comment appeared, Sister Ju Jin, is the AI fully adaptive or not, and RP is a fail, appearance deserves a top 3 famous NPC in RP, she's really too beautiful. She said, this is your first field mission, not worried at all, you replied, the field mission is a bit faster than I imagined, but I'm fine. A new quest window appeared the moment I logged into the game, system notice, your first field mission has been assigned, change into combat clothes and report to the designated location, Lee Ju Jin. You think an apprentice agent has already received the field mission, it's good I can skip training since this is a game. So what's this field mission about? Ju Jin explained, we need to completely eliminate the invasive entities inside the reverse world and seal that space, we've received reports that they may become aggressive. It's another location abandoned by the corporations, we tended to ignore them because sometimes they're useful for extermination. But unexpectedly they just stirred things up and tossed them aside once they stopped turning a profit, Woo Hyun thought to himself, indeed the corporations act the same here and there. Anyway the invasive entities are small insect type, danger rating F2E, quite low, he pondered. They're weak but numerous so they're a hassle to face. A soldier with a covered face put his hand to his forehead, Sergeant Park Ji-hyun, you're an awakened from the Otherworld Management Bureau, right? Ju Jin held up her ID, yes, thank you for your hard work, he replied, confirmed, you may enter. The electromagnetic door opened a crack. Inside is really terrifying, I've never seen a gate appear in an abandoned factory. Woo Hyun looked up, no wonder it felt familiar. I've seen this in the Hell Realm too, but back then it was definitely medium-sized, not small. He hesitated, is something off? Ju Jin spoke, shall we go in? Suddenly a loud voice cut in, well look who's here, what brings our senior Ju Jin to a small-scale gate like this? He's Choi Hyung Cheol, an awakened affiliated with a corporation. Ju Jin asked in surprise, Choi Hyung Cheol, what are you doing here? The guy walked over and replied, I'm surprised too, you know, I didn't expect my mission location to overlap with seniors. She continued, you abandoned and discarded it, and now you call it a mission, don't tell me you're plotting something, Choi Hyung Cheol answered, plotting, that hurts me. By the way who's this, a new junior recruit? Instead of suffering pointlessly at the bureau, why not try joining a corporation? Ju Jin cut in, you Choi Hyung Cheol. Her gaze sharpened, don't cross the line again. He laughed and stepped back, alright, I get it. Since I'm handing this reverse world over to you, take care of it, senior. Choi Hyung Cheol laughed loudly and left, good luck. Woo Hyun asked, who was that? Ju Jin covered her face, he was the first apprentice agent I was in charge of, my blood sugar is dropping. After he was recruited by a corporation and left, he began spreading malicious rumors about the bureau. Cha Sungchul spoke up, isn't this the first time the relationship between Ju Jin and Choi Hyung Cheol has been revealed in such detail? Nei Eon added, it's my first time seeing this too, usually they just vaguely say something bad happened between them. He said, it seems a larger story is being supplied thanks to the influence of the fully adaptive AI. A comment appeared, it would be a huge hidden story if revealed, maybe planet Earth is hiding something. Ju Jin stepped forward, we should stop these gloomy talks and go inside right now, Woo Hyun replied, alright. The area outside the door was glowing, it seems they've already entered. So let's start the plan then. 20 minutes later, inside the reverse world, at this time, Wu Hyun's pupils were pitch black as he coldly wiped the blood from his face. In front of him was Ju Jin, fallen and leaning against a tree. A candy with a red wrapper lay on the ground beside a pool of blood. Just minutes earlier, Wu Hyun and Ju Jin had stepped through the gate. She stepped forward to warn about the gate. This is the passage to the reverse world. Once you go through the portal on the other side, you will enter the reverse world. Wu Hyun nodded and walked forward without hesitation. Got it, it's like the other world. Suddenly, a violent tremor prevented them from passing through the gate. Based on experience, Wu Hyun quickly realized, abnormal. Ju Jin was sucked into the gate. She only had time to leave the words, Junior. Light from it gradually wrapped around her body. Watch out. After passing through the gate was a dense forest full of bones. Wu Hyun looked around to assess the situation. This is a forest. Was I just separated from Ju Jin? Paths collapsing due to external tremors are common. First he twirled the knife lightly in his hand, preparing to eliminate the web spiders. Cold determined gaze, I should deal with these first and then go find Ju Jin. Elsewhere, someone concentrated a stream of energy into their palm. Ju Jin released a spreading surge of power. Not a single spider escaped the lightning spread. They almost vanished immediately. Seeing the spiders were persistent, she was helpless. They kept coming despite how many she'd killed. Moreover, judging by the scale of this forest, this place seemed closer to a medium-sized reverse world than a small one. Ju Jin sighed in frustration. Indeed, something was off. While she was distracted, Choi Hyung Cheol ambushed from behind. Hope the junior is okay. Very quickly after, Ju Jin realized. Even though she dodged in time, she still took a hit. What the? Ju Jin stepped back to keep distance. He chuckled. Ju Jin couldn't believe he would do that. Choi Hyung Cheol, why did you? He sneered. Should I say we're carrying out a secret mission? I'm just following orders, so don't hate me. She was in too much pain to stand steadily. Ridiculous. The wound was too deep. I need to get out of here immediately. Thinking that, Ju Jin launched a distraction bolt. Sharp stones jutted up to block their path. Guardian stones. Immediately they exploded apart, all flung outward. Seizing the chance, Ju Jin ran off quickly. Choi Hyung Cheol cursed angrily. You idiot. Chase after her. Despite trying, she was still too slow. To increase her chances of escape, Ju Jin clasped her hands and used electricity. She spread her arms wide and formed a lightning spear. Immediately after, Ju Jin gripped the spear ready to fight. She rolled with all her might, propelled a bolt backward. The lightning made the ground beneath her explode. At the critical moment she found an escape. Hey you bastard, why didn't you stop her? Damn it, because of you we just lost her. Choi Hyung Cheol ordered repeatedly. Search ahead quickly. After they left, Ju Jin finally crawled out. She sighed in relief. If not for that death cave I would have been in big trouble. Anyway, a secret mission. What is this corporation plotting? At the same time over by Wu Hyun, he excited the fans. This is it. Why were they eliminated with a single blow? It seems he had killed dozens already. He looked at the footprints on the ground and affirmed, I'm certain I can sense Ju Jin's presence here. He bowed his head slightly and realized something had happened. Suddenly, the familiar ominous aura appeared nearby. Wu Hyun quickly recognized it, ran to her. Ju Jin's voice. His speed made the tracking beacon unable to catch up. Ju Jin was being coiled tightly by a giant centipede. Sis, Ju Jin is in danger. How did she lose to those insects? By the way, does anyone know how he knew she was here and ran over? Without a wasted movement, Wu Hyun lunged. With just a few simple strikes he freed her from it. Wu Hyun caught Ju Jin to prevent her from hitting the ground hard. He put her down and asked, Are you okay? Ju Jin softly called, Junior. Wu Hyun quickly noticed the abnormal issue. A veteran like Ju Jin couldn't have been defeated by these ordinary insects. This is a wound caused by an ability. Considering the situation, an awakened could have caused this. He guessed exactly. Was that Choi Hyung Cheol? She nodded. Yeah, it seems he tailed right behind us. Out here Naeon felt puzzled. Everyone, don't you find it strange? Choi Hyung Cheol usually ambushes later. The comments agreed. He attacked in a storyline related to the corporation. But has that already happened? Something's going on, something is happening. She turned to ask Cha Sungchul, could it be the influence of the fully adaptive AI? He also thought so. For now that's the only hypothesis we can make. A hidden storyline is really interesting, let's just monitor for now. Over here, Ju Jin's face flushed. I just managed to shake him off, but I don't know when he'll come back to ambush me. Moreover, if I use my ability, my location might be exposed. So Junior, you should escape first. Wu Hyun had another idea. First bandage her wound, then hide for a bit. I'll go deal with them and come back. She disagreed, immediately stopping him. No, Choi Hyung Cheol is an experienced awakened, you can't face him alone. Woo Hyun cut her off. It's fine, he nodded assuringly, I have a plan. Meanwhile, by the riverside, Choi Hyung Cheol's group was gathering. Where the hell is she hiding? He sighed and assigned the task. Anyway, in that condition she can't go far, so search the whole valley. Meanwhile I'll go down and look for the target. Suddenly something caught Choi Hyung Cheol's eyes. He raised his flaming hands to attack just in case. Woo Hyun put on an innocently guilty face and begged, wait a moment. He retracted his fangs and inquired. Are you Ju Jin's junior? Before answering he complained, I'm alive. Unexpectedly the path suddenly collapsed and I was separated from senior Ju Jin. Do you know what happened? The comments erupted. What acting is this? Even without seeing his face we can tell, his acting skills are top tier. Rest in peace Choi Hyung Cheol. He pretended to be friendly and put his hand on Woo Hyun's shoulder. You still don't know, do you? So here's the thing. He grinned and lunged forward. The two of you will meet if you fall asleep for a bit. A liquid splashed across the space. Before he could understand what was happening, Woo Hyun skewered him. When he regained awareness Hyungchan was trembling and gasping. Cough. Below were delighted comments. Getting stabbed by this is truly deserved. The accuracy is real. He clutched the wound then collapsed, causing his teammates to rush over worried. What's going on? What's wrong? And you quickly slipped away. The teammates supported Hyungchan. Oh my, hey, are you okay? Meanwhile Woo Hyun successfully merged into the bushes. The other man supported him and shouted, let me bandage him. Chase after that guy. Sangjin immediately drew his weapon and pursued you. Got it. He advanced deeper into the forest unaware. I was being watched by Woo Hyun from a nearby tree branch. Damn, where did he go? As Sangjin looked around a shadow suddenly appeared behind him. You can't get far. Like a gust of wind, you appeared right behind him. What's this? Sangjin reassured himself, scared out of my wits. Then Woo Hyun quickly acted before he could suspect anything. Over there the teammates were trying to staunch Hyungchan's blood. Hey, stay conscious, I've stopped the bleeding, you just need to go out and treat him. Then suddenly something flashed in the sky. Then it shot straight into Hyungchan's wound causing him to spit blood from his mouth. The teammate looked around and barked, this madman. You slowly stepped closer to them. The other man saw this and stood up too, alertly asking, where did my teammate go? But only received Woo Hyun's silence. You raised the sword in your hand as an answer. The man recognized it as his teammate's sword. Unable to contain his anger, he unleashed a technique and lunged to attack you. Then simultaneously launched razor-sharp stones like knives. I will have my revenge. Unharmed, Woo Hyun gently sliced through all those stones in one stroke. The man still refused to give up and used another technique. Not yet. Then he deployed it causing the ground beneath to heave up. Chunks of earth and large boulders were hurled toward you. The terrain. Woo Hyun calmly looked around, then quickly chopped down a nearby tree, using the stump as leverage, and propped the branch against another tree, forming a shield enough to prevent Woo Hyun from being buried by that earlier earth upheaval. The man saw this and angrily shouted, you monster. While you were hiding behind the log a stone grazed nearby. A huge rock was launched toward Woo Hyun. Rock attack, but you quickly dodged it. Woo Hyun's face remained expressionless, watching the rock fly ever closer to him. A shard of rock successfully pierced his arm. Seeing Woo Hyun suddenly sprint toward him, the man continuously hurled stones in defense. Don't come. Woo Hyun drew a second sword, one strike then a second strike. He sliced those huge boulders in half. In the end, in the blink of an eye, he eliminated the unlucky fellow. The other man trembled in disbelief and couldn't speak. A notification appeared before him. Woo Hyun sheathed his sword, exhaled lightly. Phew. The comments erupted repeatedly. Insane, crazy, watching made me hold my breath, worship the ambush. Nae Eon watched, stunned. She was sweating bullets, just one core element, a level 3 hunter, while Cha Sungchul beside her was ecstatic, lost in admiration and trust. Comments popped up too, it felt like a wall. But the hunters are doing the first mission, is the difficulty correct? I'm floored, this is no joke. Woo Hyun looked at the wound from earlier, having ambushed 2 guys and still being injured like this. He's still weaker than in that other world. He didn't pay it much mind either, so let's check the surroundings. Woo Hyun checked Choi Hyung Cheol's phone and saw a message that the target would be sent to the inverted planet. Capture P was mentioned, if not possible, authorized to eliminate. Choi Hyung Cheol's phone. He read the message while scanning the corpses. There was nothing else. The only message was Ju Jin. The investigation was handed to the bureau. And the equipment appeared, the regression blade. First effect slightly increases blade sharpness. Second effect allows it to return to the hand when thrown at will, effects apply only in PvE. Next was the Victor's Bracer. First effect increases psychic skill power, second effect reduces psychic skill cooldown, when thrown it can return to the hand at will. The last was the Hermit's Necklace. First effect allows use of Dark Suffering, second effect stores equipment at any time, effects apply only in PvE. Wu Hyun held the regression blade and thought he could check the effects immediately. It's really a game, over there we have to deduce effects through testing. Then he threw the 3 swords into the space gate, anyway it's temporarily dealt with, must hurry up. Wu Hyun thought to himself, conquer the inverted planet before Ju Jin's wound worsens. Ju Jin frowned, bewildered for a moment. Facing her now was a giant scorpion monster, a boss entity, the Emperor Scorpion. Ju Jin clutched her wound and smiled wryly, well, what rotten luck, it came to this exact spot, should I call it lucky, she thought, if instead it had come for the junior. Suddenly it swung its claw to attack, Ju Jin. She channeled energy into her hand preparing a move, somehow I have to handle it myself. Ju Jin rushed in to go all out against the scorpion, electricity arced from her hands. But before she could strike, one of its claws suddenly fell to the ground, surprising Ju Jin. Emerging from the smoke was someone standing on the scorpion's back. Wu Hyun looked cool, one hand holding a sword, one foot pressing down on the blade lodged in it, asked, "Are you okay?" Ju Jin was still dazed, her eyes shining as she looked up, "Junior." The comments popped up again, Sister Ju Jin, Sister Ju Jin, Sister Ju Jin, wow, with that body fighting the boss, cleared all the grunts, high rank, and now the boss. You noticed a crack appearing in the sky, the inverted planet was beginning to close. Wu Hyun jumped down to her, truly had single-handedly taken down the hunters. You did it, he said, let's get out of here, I'll carry you. Nae Eon commented, completed, while the passage collapsed, the closure began before escaping. On the screen was an image of Wu Hyun carrying Ju Jin. Cha Sungchul continued, yes, so we have to escape before we get trapped. You told her, hold on tight, Ju Jin on your back, got it. Beneath the shattered sky, Wu Hyun carried Ju Jin toward the space gate. A successive notification appeared, sweep complete, received 1 spirit point, leveled up received 1 spirit point. At the other world, the Bureau's headquarters, Kim Cheol asked, is it true that Ju Jin was attacked by a corporation's fake awakener? You replied, yes, it's true. He rubbed his head, those corporations, they've finally gone too far, so what happened to them? Wu Hyun answered, I eliminated them all. Kim Cheol looked up, eliminated, how could you do it alone? He recalled an earlier memory, ah. Kim Cheol asked further, is there any usable evidence? You placed the phone on the table, their phone, the messages showed orders, but the rest was encrypted. He said, good, that will make the investigation easier, hand the rest over to us and rest. Wu Hyun stood and replied, I'm off now. Seeing you frown and leave displeased you were called back, wait. He reminded Wu Hyun, just a small reminder, there will surely be opportunities next time. Kim Cheol admonished, until then you must be patient, understood. Wu Hyun looked down and replied, understood. First field mission completed. Leveled up, received 1 feature point. Choose your second core element. Nae Eon sat with Cha Sungchul exclaiming, the first field mission is over, he said, a flashier spectacle than I expected. She looked at the tablet and was surprised, are the viewers really satisfied? A notification appeared, anonymous viewer 62 privately gifted 3 million, congratulations on clearing the first gate. This is a special mission. Nae Eon immediately messaged Wu Hyun. Anonymous viewer 62 just gifted and sent a message, he gave 3 million won, amazing, she murmured, finally. Her message continued to arrive, I'll send you a screenshot. Now I'll assign a special mission, finish the stream first. Wu Hyun was suspicious, a special mission. It reminded him, he had mentioned that before, so he'll tell me after the stream. Then a series of comments appeared from anonymous viewer 62, hello Wu Hyun, glad to see you again, how does it feel to return to real life, I've prepared something special for you. Wu Hyun rolled his eyes to the side, notification, thanks for passing that on. Keep streaming, Nae Eon quickly sent an OK sticker to you. Outside, Cha Sungchul suddenly turned and whispered, Nae Eon, is something wrong? She startled and replied, oh no, sorry. Nae Eon embarrassed, blushing and thinking, so Cha Sungchul didn't see this gift window, well, it's a private gift. I'll look into this later, focus on the stream first. Then she regained composure, excitedly called out, now let's continue today's stream, let's ride this momentum and jump into PvP, startle him, yes. Ne Yan recounted with the tablet in hand, in the last PvP duel match, Haxical had a crazy win streak and stormed the leaderboard. Cha Sungchul agreed, indeed, so what shall we do for today's PvP match? She hesitated and said, today's PvP is a skirmish. In 4 modes, players pick one and fight 5 versus 5, the team that gets 2 wins first wins. A flurry of comments appeared immediately, skirmish what, aren't we doing duels? I was looking forward to the duel win streak, seriously, are you kidding? They won't continue because they're afraid of losing the streak. Ne Yan forced a smile as if she had anticipated it, indeed a few people objected. But once they see it, I'll bet they'll change their minds. After a moment she winked and spoke, now let's begin. Inside the game, system notice, PvP skirmish standard escort mode successfully matched teams. The attacking team of 5 took their positions, everyone greeted each other eagerly, hello, let's have a great match, let's do our best. Cha Sungchul was quite surprised by the scene, so our first match is escort. In escort mode the attackers push the cargo to the objective and the defenders try to stop them. Ne Yan turned and raised a huge question, it's the first time we've seen a 5 versus 5 team match, can Haxical maintain its reputation? Then the system announced, round 1 begins, the car wheels also started rolling on the road. 2 people stood on the vehicle to guard the cargo, 1 walked behind to secure safety. 2 people in front led the way, let's go. Fight everyone. Wu Hyun froze, turned and looked back. Cha Sungchul, seeing that, wondered, is he stopping? At that moment he was using his sharp eyes to scan everything around. Ne Yan guessed, it seems he's planning a stealth push. He immediately confirmed, that's right, usually players stay near the cargo, but if a player has skill then a stealth push isn't a bad idea. But normally one person holding off 5 isn't easy, no sooner said than Wu Hyun leapt, dashing through every alley on the road. One commenter said, but if it's Haxical they probably judged those lightning-fast paths, it's not ranked, it's casual, they're all newbies, it will work. Why not think there are some noobs here? Everyone looked at Wu Hyun's position on the map in awe, an extraordinary speed, he's about to encounter the defense team. Not long after, Wu Hyun drew his sword, hovering in midair above the defenders' heads. He swung his arm back and pulled out a dagger. Wu Hyun then hurled that dagger straight downward. Instantly one person was hit, sent flying with blood spattering, causing teammates to shout in shock, what the hell? The blonde guy shouted in panic, it's the stealth push tactic. No sooner said than another streak of light flashed across his throat, the system immediately displayed, Wu Hyun eliminated easy, Wu Hyun eliminated Hate Rice. As that guy collapsed to the ground, at the same time he landed, leaving the others horrified, what the hell is our team doing? They watched him slowly draw his sword from behind his back in disgust, I'll hold him, you focus on the cargo, okay. Then a bunch of info popped up, Wu Hyun eliminated Potato Heaven, Daehwang Jun, Swimming Elephant. His teammates, reading those lines, were bewildered and exclaimed, what's going on? The kill notifications keep appearing. In an instant the system updated, round 1 ended with a victory for the attacking team, making players gape and mutter, it's over. The chat erupted too, look at the teammates' reactions, I'd be so annoyed if the match ended before I saw the enemy's face, if someone carries like that you should be grateful. Outside, Ne Yan pressed her face to the screen in agreement, we knew he'd carry the team, but it ended so fast it's a bit disappointing, Cha Sungchul compared, doesn't he seem faster than usual today? Maybe he's rushing something, she laughed in reply, who knows, just keep watching. Cut to in-game, Wu Hyun threw a punch at another player who was restrained. That guy collapsed to the ground in an instant, surrounded by players who had already been taken down. Explosions kept erupting at the conquest walls. Members of the other team were desperately using their skills to stop Wu Hyun, not forgetting to swear, that bastard what is he doing, stop him. But nothing could stop the war god, he alone dodged those attacks and leapt high. Wu Hyun quickly forced those 2 players to log out. Tiny white and red specks kept falling before him. Soon after, a flag spattered with blood was raised, capture the flag. And so, Wu Hyun swept the battlefield with an overwhelming pentakill and quickly ended every match. The info panel appeared again, anonymous viewer 62 privately gifted 3 million W, you've worked hard today. Now I'll assign you a special mission, open Reverse Planet's new system while you play the game. Neon's eyes lit up at the money, excitedly thinking, 3 million again, and she messaged you, Wu Hyun again. Anonymous viewer 62 gifted with a message, 300 million. Should we use it to host a subscriber event, or take the whole team out to eat, or maybe upgrade our gear? Wu Hyun mumbled a reply, just send the screenshot. After reading he muttered, new system while you play, so basically I have no choice but to keep playing PvE or PvB. He closed his eyes and looked up, clearly tired. Wu Hyun squinted and told himself, for now I'll do as he says. A few days later, on the third day of the nuclear exploration segment, he was entering the Space Bureau's combat training area. A message from Ju Jin came through, Junior, I'm injured so I can't mentor you for a while. So I've found a replacement, go to the training area, I'll introduce you to them. Ne Yeon asked curiously, who is the replacement? Cha Sungchul guessed, given Haxikal's reputation they'll probably appoint a famous agent. Others chimed in, maybe Kim Cheon will take over, no way. He seemed very busy last time, maybe Kim Hana or Jang Hoyoung. At that moment Ju Jin raised her bandaged arm and called out, Junior, you're here. Wu Hyun went over and asked, are you feeling better? She teased, thanks to you, but I think someone else should take the mentor role. Then someone approached to get Wu Hyun's attention. Ju Jin nimbly said, here she is. Those feet slowly walked across the lush green grass. A woman with short hair and a cool outfit introduced herself, hi, I'm Kim Hana. The chat was surprised again, oh, Kim Hana, first it was Ju Jin, now Hana, so jealous bro, I didn't wish you this much luck, but I still prefer sister Ju Jin. I have different tastes between Ju Jin and Hana, that's the truth. You politely nodded in greeting, nice to meet you, I'm Wu Hyun, inwardly thinking, Kim Hana. In terms of skill she ranks just below Kim Cheol, she's definitely second at the Space Bureau, back in that other world she was a dangerous foe. Ju Jin teasingly spoke, alright then, since you two have been introduced I'm off, I actually wasn't even supposed to come here. Hana frowned and complained, what, you said you were allowed to come. She immediately spun and ran off, not forgetting to call back, then I'll leave her to you, wait, Hana stood there yelling, Ju Jin, come back here. A moment later she had vanished from the place, leaving the two standing facing each other in silence. Hana blushed with shyness but still had to start the conversation, I heard you use a sword, do you prefer a long sword or a dagger? Wu Hyun glanced and replied, I use both. She rubbed her chin thoughtfully, both, I wonder what his level is like. Suddenly Hana suggested, how about a little sparring? Cha Sungchul heard that and broke out in a sweat. Ne Yeon turned a questioning look, what's up? He rolled his eyes, it took ages to say one sentence, the way this is unfolding is really odd. She lowered her face to the screen in doubt, spar with Kim Hana, isn't it normal for sword users to spar with each other? At that moment the two held their weapons and stared at each other. Cha Sungchul stammered, that's right, but not every player uses a sword, this setup only works because Haxikal is the protagonist. Ne Yeon gaped as well, her face went pale. The commentators were shocked too, what, that makes me question myself, tell us now, most of them are fake powers, this AI is really insane. What is it? People chatted excitedly as they watched Wu Hyun swing his sword forward, even if it's an advanced AI I think it altered the story's direction, but this development is completely different from other players' experiences, this means the game. Hana also took a defensive stance, and the crowd kept whispering, depending on the player's actions the storyline can play out in completely different ways. Wu Hyun's pupils flashed a golden yellow, looking extremely dangerous. Hana instantly raised her sword to face level, the purple in her eyes showing defiance. These things are almost like reality. Hana proposed they spar using only swords, no special abilities. Wu Hyun was stunned and refused, that's not allowed. My ability boosts my physique and it's always active so it's still uneven now. She assumed a defensive posture and replied, if that's the case I'll use my ability too. Hana curled a lip and slowly spoke, fine. Wu Hyun remained calm and cold. As soon as the word begin rang out she lunged right in front of him. A blinding streak of light shot past Hana's eyes. Wu Hyun quickly turned to dodge that attack. He immediately swung his weapon to push her back. Hana staggered a few steps, but used the tip of her foot to scrape the ground and regain her balance. Seconds later she sprinted forward at full speed. Hana struck a very strong decisive blow that sent Wu Hyun reeling backward. Cha Sungchul saw this and exclaimed, Kim Hana, she's not overrated after all, she's really strong. Ne Yeon turned and added, that's probably the Fongdan playstyle right. At this moment Kim Hana leapt into the air surrounded by streams of blue light, pointing the tip of her sword at Wu Hyun. He replied, half true half false, the Fongdan playstyle is inspired by Kim Hana. But Haxical is impressive too, right? He wasn't overwhelmed by Kim Hana's speed. Seconds later, she attacked continuously but not a single strike could hit Wu Hyun. The commentators were ecstatic. Oh, no joke, isn't this a side quest? How is he this good? Watching this makes me want to learn swordsmanship. Suddenly Kim Hana froze, her eyes widening in astonishment. She looked at Wu Hyun's cold face and thought, not only is his speed fast, he exploits openings very precisely. Kim Hana faintly smiled mysteriously and said, it seems I'll have to use a bit more of my true power then. Immediately she infused more energy into her sword, pushing it right up in front of Wu Hyun. Mana built up increasingly, firing off lone blue circles forward. Kim Hana steadied her weapon and murmured, indeed. She looked at a section of netting just destroyed by it and at Wu Hyun's turning posture, then continued, I thought you'd dodge. The commentators grew livelier again. Indeed, Kim Hana is terrifying. Haxical still not on her level. Haxical has only unlocked 2 core elements so far. If he unlocked one more, would he be on par then, maybe even more? Kim Hana raised an eyebrow in praise. You're much better than I thought. Wu Hyun nodded modestly, thanks, inwardly thinking, if this were real combat my win rate would be about 20% lower. Indeed, I'm still lacking compared to that world. She suddenly asked, where did you learn swordsmanship? Wu Hyun looked down and honestly confessed, I taught myself. Kim Hana exclaimed in surprise, self-taught to this level, good, follow me, there's a place I want to show you. Then the system updated, sparring mission with Kim Hana completed. You leveled up. Cut to a place where weapons hung all over the walls. Wu Hyun wondered, this place is, Kim Hana looked at the pile of weapons and introduced, it's the Space Bureau's armory. Kim Hyun Woo, Interspace Bureau, assistant to the support team captain, cheerfully spoke. She mentioned that Wu Hyun would need a suitable weapon. Kim Hana glanced at his spot and confirmed, yes that's right, although I have a weapon I use it's unnecessary to keep using a non-ability type. Hyun Woo quickly bowed and replied, then feel free to pick one, I'll head out now, I'm off. After he left, Kim Hana waved her hand and said, now it's your turn to choose. Wu Hyun scanned around, rubbed his chin thinking, there are fewer valuable items than I expected. He stood before the blood-sucking spear Dragos, reading its info. First effect, the spear's slashing power is increased, second is blood-sucking from the spear's tip to heal, next is controlled healing, all apply only in PvE. He muttered, I think this is a quality item. So I'll take this one. Then something caught Wu Hyun's attention. He stared at a pointy object in the back suspiciously. It was the soul-devouring True Soul sword tucked in a corner that made Wu Hyun keep his eyes on it. It's called True Soul because of its special effect, absolutely indestructible. Based on the number of souls it has devoured, its slashing power increases, healing equals a potion based on damage dealt by the True Soul, the other 2 effects are sealed, all apply only in PvE. He went over and picked it up, thinking, why is an item that should be on the black market here? Could someone have stolen it from the Bureau originally? Unexpectedly I found my favorite weapon from the other world here. Kim Hana saw and asked, did you decide on this one? Wu Hyun affirmed, yes, I'll take this. She remarked, a 2-handed sword, interesting. I'll request ownership be transferred to you. Naeon was unsettled, what the hell is this? Normally a weapon with 2 choices should appear at this stage. Everyone thought the same, no, this is absurd, why would a 5-choice weapon appear here? And although choices are random, only good options are usually included. When I came to the armory there was nothing like this. The system quickly announced, user Chocolate Jenga donated 1001, if all seals are released that thing might become the ultimate weapon. Cha Sungchul was not very surprised, actually this isn't the first time Haxical received gear beyond his level. The Hermit's necklace he obtained in a previous stream was also an item meant for mid-story. The commentators babbled and reminded everyone, oh right, I was blinded by the hidden storyline. A hunter appeared in the first field mission anyway, who cared about that? Cha Sungchul rolled his eyes and continued, those who know, Reverse Planet has a risk calculus, the trade-off is clear, the harder the challenge the bigger the reward. She wondered, so because he beat a hunter on his first raid, he could receive the Hermit's necklace, he confirmed, exactly, moreover. Haxical had excelled at everything from escaping the lab to sparring with Kim Hana. Naeon murmured with shining eyes, and the reward for that was a True Soul. Sounds reasonable, right? Others immediately agreed. He hinted, of course it's only a hypothesis now, let's keep watching. Cut to inside the game, Kim Hana announced, they said the ownership transfer is complete. Wu Hyun sheathed the sword into his inventory space and replied, thanks. Kim Hana looked up, excited instead, Well, now you have a new weapon to get familiar with, shall we go clear some mobs? Cut to a remote desolate mountain region. Woo Hyun and Kim Hana arrived here through the teleport gate. She was annoyed by the cold here, who would have guessed the gate would be on the mountaintop and activate itself. Kim Hana recalled the guard's words, the gate will appear up high, almost there. She scowled and scolded, scam, he said just a bit more. Anyway, this is where wolf-like invading entities appear. The system quickly displayed an image of a wild wolf, small scale, low danger. Kim Hana propped a hand and continued, they have a strong territorial instinct so they'll patrol here soon. Woo Hyun closed his eyes and compared silently, monster type, harder than insects, but everything below B rank is the same. Then he said, this saves us the trouble of searching for them. She immediately announced, if the situation becomes dangerous I will intervene, but for now I'll only observe, good luck. Woo Hyun quickly summoned the true soul from the dark sheath and replied, understood. At this time, winds kept howling across the mountaintop. The footsteps of the monsters echoed louder and louder. His pupils sharpened keenly as he heard them arriving. Woo Hyun immediately took a ready stance as the wolves charged. He gripped the hilt firmly and swung back to gain momentum. This will be the first strike. The words full force rang in Woo Hyun's head, and he unleashed a decisive slash right in front of the ferocious wolves. Woo Hyun fought the wild beasts alone without a trace of fear. Shortly after, a blazing red glow ran along the blade. System update, the true soul's cutting power has increased. The commentators marveled, that's it, a perfect score, I told you. Naeon didn't expect him to swing that long sword as lightly as a feather. Cha Sungchul was crying donations. User Cha Sungchul donated 50,000 won, extraordinary control. Woo Hyun gripped the weapon tightly, sensing inwardly that from the very start it felt completely different from the other weapons. Kim Hana stood behind sweating non-stop, murmuring, this is. Her face turned pale with suspicion, the celestial moon cleaver.